भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome back to the second session of 64 qualities of Krishna and the fourth session today. I hope energy is still there to hear, digest, keep oneself awake, as Maharaj said some time back. Morning we discussed the first 8 qualities as mentioned by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Before getting into the 9th quality, can I hear what are the first 8 qualities? Some quick revision. First quality. Oh, he's showing. Okay. First is Suramyangaha. The Lord has beautiful limbs. Next, Sarva Sallakshananvitaha. After they say, you can reveal. Sarva Sallakshananvitaha means the Lord is endowed with all good qualities. Here, this Sarva Sallakshananvitaha specifically refers to the physical form. Physically, he is perfect. So, other Lakshanas will come. Lakshanas regarding his skills, his talents, his character, his heart, that will come later. But here we are beginning with form. Next, third quality. Ruchira means radiant. So Ruchira has multiple facets. Do you remember something? You can reveal Ruchira. Third. What are the different aspects of Ruchira? We discussed. Huh? Okay, one at a time. Okay, lotus feet, lotus face, all these are Sarva Sallakshananvitaha. Ruchira, he is radiant. Radiance includes effulgence and power. Then fourth, Tejasa. Ruchira includes, what you said is correct. Next, fourth, Tejasa. Then Tejasa includes Prabhava, power and effulgence. Next, fifth, Baliyan, strength. Sixth, Vayasanvitaha means Krishna is ever youthful. Then seventh, Vividha Adbhuta Bhashavit. He's a wonderful linguist. He can understand the language of Devatas also and birds also and animals also. Then eighth, Satyavakya, truthful. Now we'll begin with the ninth one. So ninth one is Priyam Vadaha. Priyam Vada means one who talks very pleasingly, very pleasant speech. And as Krishna himself said, the austerity of speech is, what was that shloka? Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Anudvegakaram vakyam means one should not speak in an agitating tone. Satyam, one should speak truthfully. Priyahitam, one should also speak in a very well-wishing manner. Priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. One should also study scriptures, recite scriptural verses. All this is a part of austerity of speech. So anudvegakaram vakyam refers to a pleasant speech and not very harsh speech, not speaking in an agitating tone. That is anudvegakaram. So Krishna is called Priyam Vadaha, means a pleasant talker. One example is given by the Acharyas, especially Rupa Goswami himself gives this example. The way Krishna spoke to Kaliya. After subduing Kaliya, Krishna spoke to Kaliya. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you in this way. I didn't mean to subdue you. I didn't mean to dominate you. That was not my intention. But it was my responsibility to protect the Vrajavasis from your poison. And also, as your well-wisher, I must remove the unwanted arrogance and pride in you. So you please don't take it otherwise. Although I have given you so much pain, please don't be dissatisfied with me. Who is speaking this to whom? Krishna is speaking to Kaliya. So this is how sensitive Krishna is. So we can be strict if required, but if that strictness is not associated with sensitivity, people's hearts will break. They will not be inspired to continue the service.
பகவானுடைய அடுத்த குணம் பிரியம் வதா என்பது இனிமையாக அனைவருக்கும் பிரியமான விதத்தில் பேசக்கூடியவர் என்பது பொருள். அதாவது பகவத்கீதையில் சொல்லியிருப்பதைப் போல உண்மையை பேச வேண்டும், மற்றவர்களின் நன்மையை மனத்தில் கொண்டு பேச வேண்டும், சாஸ்திரங்களை மேற்கோள் காட்டி பேச வேண்டும், அதே சமயம் கேட்பவருக்கு இனிமையாகவும் இருக்க வேண்டும். இதற்கு உதாரணமாக பகவான் காளியாவோடு பேசுவதை கேட்கலாம். காளியாவை அடக்கிய பிறகு பகவான் இவ்வாறு பேசுகிறார்: நான் உன்னை உண்மையில் அடக்க வேண்டும், கட்டுப்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்ற எண்ணத்தோடு நான் இந்த செயல்களை செய்யவில்லை. இது என்னுடைய பொறுப்பு. பிருந்தாவனத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மக்களை காப்பாற்ற வேண்டியது என்னுடைய கடமை. அதற்காகத்தான் செய்தேன். மேலும் உன்னுடைய நலத்தை கருதியும் செய்தேன். ஏனென்றால் உன்னுடைய கர்வத்தையும் அகங்காரத்தையும் அடக்க வேண்டியதும் தேவைப்படுகிறது. இந்த விதத்தில் நான் செய்தேன். தயவு செய்து என்னை தவறாக நினைத்து கொள்ள வேண்டாம் என்று பகவான் காளியாவிடம் பேசுகிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவான் மிகவும் பொறுப்புள்ளவராகவும் அனைவருக்கும் நலம் விரும்புவராகவும் இருக்கிறார். இதிலிருந்து நாம் கற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டிய ஒரு பாடம் கண்டிப்பும் தேவை. அதே சமயம் மற்றவர்களுடைய மன உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கு நாம் மதிப்பு கொடுத்து செயல்பட வேண்டும்.
Banishing somebody is very harsh. Completely saying that you can't just be here, get lost from here. You can't stay in my place. So that's a very rude, rough, and very strict stance that one can take. And Krishna is doing that. He has to do that. Morning, Maharaj was describing Brahma Vimohana Leela. After Brahma Vimohana Leela, Brahma came in front of Lord Krishna and started offering prayers. During his prayers, he also said that Krishna, now I understand the glory of your lordship, your associates, and Vrindavan Dham also. So he said that Jananta eva janantu kimba hukyana me prabho manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tava gocharam. Let people claim that they have understood you. Let people claim that they have very good understanding about your Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, your powers, your glories, your majesty, all that. But as far as I am concerned, with my body, with my mind, with my words, I don't sufficiently understand you. I can't understand you. And what about your devotees? Yatra naisarga durvairaha sahasan mrigadayah mitrani vajita vasa dhritaruttarshanaadikam. As far as your devotees are concerned, as far as Vrindavan Dham is concerned, this Dham is such a pure place that you are personally residing here and there is absolutely no enmity between the residents here. You know what is a happy place? The happiest place is a place where there is no envy or hatred amongst the residents of that place. However opulent a place may be, however embellished the buildings of the place may be, however talented the people residing there may be, if there is no heart-to-heart bondings and love for each other, appreciation for each other, that place is a very austere place to stay. Vrindavan is not filled with multi-storied buildings like in Dwaraka. Vrindavan is a very simple village, actually forest, not even village. Krishna himself says that we are not city dwellers, we are not town dwellers, we are not village dwellers, we are mountain wanderers and forest dwellers. Krishna himself says. But Vrindavan is very rich. What is that richness? What is the wealth of Vrindavan? Love. The love that they have for Krishna and the friendship and the bonding that they had for each other, that makes Vrindavan very special. Right? Any place that may lack facilities, material facilities, but if it is filled with the opulence of love for each other, appreciation for each other, is a worthiest place. And Brahma understood. So the Vrindavan is a place where not only people there, Gopas and Gopis living there are loving each other, there is no enmity between animals also. Even a tiger doesn't harm. Mitrani iva ajita vasa dhritarut darshanadikam. Mitrani iva means like close friends. This is ajita avasa. It's a place, it's a residence of unconquerable Lord. And there is no hunger, there is no thirst, there is no envy, even between two categories of living entities who are naturally, intrinsically envious of each other. As soon as a tiger sees a human being, tiger will not come and hug. Tiger will just eat the human being only. By default, they have enmity. As soon as a human being sees a tiger, the human being will run away only. He will not go and hug. Unless it's a tamed one, circus. We are not talking about special cases, exceptional cases. So by default, there is natural enmity between two species of living entities. A tiger and a deer, like that. But in Vrindavan, even they also stay together in transcendental friendship. That Brahma understood. Brahma understood that Krishna, now I could understand the glories of Vrindavan. I can understand your glory. I also understand my insignificant position in comparison to you. And I also understand the glory of the Vrajavasis. Brahma says that Yan mitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. Aho bhagyam nanda gopa vrajaukasam. Yan mitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. Aho bhagyam, what great fortune. What great fortune, he says twice. In an Anushtup Chanda shloka, if one word is repeating twice, you need to understand how much they are expressing their wonder and surprise. Aho bhagyam nandagopa vrajokasam yan mitram paramanandam purnam brahma sanatanam. That supreme absolute truth is staying there as a cowhead boy and they're ecstatic. These people are having a friendly relationship with him. So I could understand the glories of Vrindavan Vasis, Vrindavan Dham, and your Lordship and my insignificance. In such a humble state of mind, I am begging you one thing. Can I get an opportunity to stay in Vrindavan? In some form. Which form you decide? Blade of grass, creeper, gopa, gopi, whatever. You decide. But I want to stay in Vrindavan. Why you want to stay in Vrindavan? Because I want the dust from the lotus feet of all the Vrijavasis. This is Brahma's aspiration. You know what Krishna said? Silence. He didn't speak a single word. He didn't speak a single word. Just like the Brahmanas, when the Gopas went to beg for some food, Brahmanas were silent, completely ignored, right? Ignored the Gopas. Similarly, Krishna also, of course, these two are totally different, but what is common there is ignoring, not responding. So Krishna completely ignored Brahma's request. Even not giving a response to a polite request is considered very painful. It causes so much pain to the heart. Brahma couldn't understand, my God, is the Lord thinking that I am not qualified to stay in Vrindavan? That's why he's silent. He's not speaking to me. At least in Indra's case, he spoke something. In Brahma's case, he did not speak anything. Brahma was confused. He went back. So not responding to someone's request, being silent, being very cold, speaking very harshly, that's even more difficult to digest. So that's very difficult for the other person, recipient, to take it. But this Krishna is so sensitive. Even while being cold or harsh or strict, or even after punishing person or subduing somebody, Krishna can speak very sensitively, understanding their emotions. Of course, in Brahma's case, he was indifferent, apparently. But later, when Brahma went to Antardvip and offered prayers to the Lord, then Lord Krishna came and spoke. Right? Sometimes there may be a delay in speech. You can't expect sensitive speech on the spot. Immediately should be sensitively speaking to me. Let them be a little strict and do the needful. But ultimately, Krishna is very sensitive to the emotions of people and he talks very pleasingly. Yes, Prabhu, sorry. I was seeing you, but I was carried away.
இதன் சம்பந்தமாக பிரம்மதேவர் பிரம்ம விமோகன் லீலைக்கு பிறகு பகவானிடம் பிரார்த்திக்கிறார். பகவானே, உங்களை நன்றாக புரிந்து கொண்டேன் என்று சொல்லக்கூடியவர்கள் இருக்கலாம். ஆனால் என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் உங்களை சிறிது அளவு கூட நான் புரிந்து கொள்ளவில்லை. நான் ஒரு துச்சமானவன் என்பதை உணர்ந்து கொண்டேன் என்று பிரார்த்திக்கிறார். மேலும் பகவானுடைய பிருந்தாவனத்தை பற்றியும் அங்கு வாழக்கூடிய மக்களை பற்றியும் புகழ்ந்து பேசுகிறார். இங்கு வாழக்கூடிய ஜீவராசிகள் அனைவரும் பிரேமையில் இருக்கிறார்கள். ஒருவரோடு ஒருவர் பரஸ்பரம் வெறுப்போ பகைமையோ பாராட்டாமல் இருக்கிறார்கள். இங்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய விலங்குகள் கூட ஒன்றோடு ஒன்று எந்த விதமான பகைமை இல்லாமல் இருக்கின்றன. இந்த விதத்தில் இந்த பிருந்தாவனம் பரமானந்தமான ஒரு இடமாக இருக்கிறது. இதில் வசிப்பது ஒரு பெரிய பாக்கியம் என்று அவர் கூறுகிறார். இறுதியில் அவர், எனக்கு இங்கு இருப்பதற்கு நீங்கள் ஒரு வாய்ப்பளித்தால் நன்றாக இருக்கும், அது எந்த பிறவியாக இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்லை என்னும் விதத்தில் அவர் பிரார்த்தனையை வைக்கும்பொழுது பகவான் அமைதி காக்கிறார். செவிசாய்ப்பதைப் போல ஒரு எந்த விதமான சமிக்கையும் அவர் கொடுக்கவில்லை. எனவே பிரம்மதேவர் அங்கிருந்து புறப்பட்டு செல்கிறார். ஆனால் பிற்பாடு அவர் அந்தர்தீபத்தில் வந்து பகவானிடம் பிரார்த்தனை செய்யும்பொழுது பகவான் அவரோடு பேசுகிறார், அவருடைய கேள்விகளுக்கு செவிசாய்க்கிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவான் எல்லா சந்தர்ப்பங்களிலும் மற்றவர்களுடைய உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கு மதிப்பு கொடுத்து அவர்களுக்கு அந்த சமயத்தில் என்ன தேவையோ அதை பகவான் செய்கிறார். இதை நாம் இங்கு பார்க்கிறோம். மேலும் பகவான் பேசும்போது, நாங்கள் ஒரு நகரவாசிகளோ கிராமவாசிகளோ கூட இல்லை, நாங்கள் வெறும் காட்டில் வசிப்பவர்கள் என்று பகவான் கூறுகிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் ஒரு இடத்தில் என்ன வசதிகள் இருக்கின்றன என்பதை நாம் பார்க்க தேவையில்லை. கட்டடங்கள் இருக்கின்றனவா, பலவிதமான பௌதிக சுகங்கள் இருக்கின்றனவா, இதை பொறுத்து அந்த இடத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மக்களுடைய சுகம் தீர்மானிக்கப்படுவதில்லை. உண்மையில் எங்கு அன்பு இருக்குமோ, எங்கு பரஸ்பரம் ஒருவரோடு ஒருவர் மனம் விட்டு பழகுகிறார்களோ, அத்தகைய உறவு இருக்குமோ, அந்த இடத்தில் மட்டுமே உண்மையான ஆனந்தம் இருக்கும் என்பதை பகவான் நமக்கு காட்டுகிறார்.
So Krishna was very pleasant in his speech to Kaliya, saying that I had to behave like this with you. I had to be very harsh with you and subdue you because I am your well-wisher. Secondly, it's my responsibility to protect all these cows. It's my duty. So I must save them from the danger being caused by you. So Kaliya there is one, we are although discussing the quality of Krishna, let us go on a detour and discuss the quality of a devotee also. How did Kaliya get this mercy? Kaliya got the opportunity to embrace Krishna very tightly. How much time? One muhurta. 48 minutes. Did anyone of you embrace Krishna for 48 minutes here? But Kaliya got that opportunity to tightly embrace Krishna for 48 minutes. Later, Kaliya got the opportunity to have Krishna dance on his head, on his thousands of heads. Every single hood of Kaliya was stamped by Krishna. Morning we were discussing Krishna's lotus foot marks, the symbols on Krishna's soles. So all of them were imprinted on the heads of Kaliya. Even after receiving Krishna's embrace, or even after embracing Krishna for 48 minutes, even after receiving Krishna's dust on every single head that he had, Kaliya did not get real mercy of Krishna. Only when Nagapatnis offered prayers to Krishna to protect Kaliya, then Krishna showed real mercy on Kaliya. So this shows another quality of Krishna, that he wants to highlight his devotees. He cannot accept any application that is not signed by his devotees. Without devotees' mercy, no applications are accepted. You may write a very eloquent letter, but very stamped, very signature. So Kaliya was envious, and Kaliya's wives tried to transform his heart in so many ways, but Kaliya could never be transformed by their words. But ultimately, when Krishna subdued Kaliya, then Kaliya understood the value of a devotee's words, his own wife's words. Can you just imagine? When we are disobedient to devotees, when we are not submissive to devotees, when we ignore devotees' words, Krishna will ensure that we go and submit back to them. Krishna will arrange situations in such a way that we go back and offer our obeisances to them, be humble in front of them, and not be arrogant, and accept their instructions and words, and realize that our spiritual advancement and our receiving of mercy of Krishna is dependent on their grace. First devotee's grace, then Krishna's grace. So Krishna revealed this. So in being sensitive to Kaliya, that's great. Krishna is sensitive to Kaliya. But Krishna ultimately showed mercy on Kaliya by making him obedient to his wives, by making him value and respect his wives, which he was not doing earlier. The greatest favor that Krishna can do to all of us, or one of the greatest favors that Krishna can do to all of us, is to make us submissive to devotees, to make us value devotees, to make us accept devotees as our guides or well-wishers. If we reject devotees, how do we get Krishna? Yes, sir.
பகவான் காளியாவுடைய உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கு மதிப்பு கொடுத்தார் என்பது மட்டுமல்ல, காளியாவுக்கு அவருடைய கருணை தன்னுடைய பக்தர்களுடைய மதிப்பை அவன் புரிந்து கொள்ளுமாறு செய்தார். இது எவ்வாறு என்று பார்ப்போமானால், இது முக்கியமாக பக்தர்களுடைய முக்கியத்துவம் என்ன என்பதை நாம் இதிலிருந்து புரிந்து கொள்கிறோம். காளியா பகவானை ஒரு முகூர்த்த காலம், அதாவது 48 நிமிட நேரம் இறுக்கமாக அணைத்து கொண்டிருந்தார். அதற்கு பிறகு பகவான் காளியாவுடைய தலைகளில் ஏறி ஒவ்வொரு தலையிலும் நடனமாடி தன்னுடைய பாத சின்னங்களை பதித்தார். இது அனைத்தும் நடந்த பிறகும் கூட காளியாவுக்கு உண்மையில் கருணை கிடைக்கவில்லை. அதற்கு பிறகு காளியாவை முழுமையாக பகவான் அடக்கிய பிறகு நாகபத்தினிகள் பகவானிடம் பிரார்த்தனை செய்தார்கள். அந்த பிரார்த்தனைக்கு செவிசாய்த்துத்தான் பகவான் காளியாவுக்கு கருணையை கொடுக்கிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவான் நமக்கு தெரிவிக்கக்கூடிய உண்மையான விஷயம் என்னவென்றால், நாம் பக்தர்களை விட்டுவிட்டு, பக்தர்களை மதிக்காமல், பக்தர்களுக்கு அவமதிப்பு செய்து பகவானுடைய கருணையை ஒருபொழுதும் நாம் பெற முடியாது. அந்த விதத்தில் பக்தர்களிடம் நாம் நல்ல விதமாக நடந்து கொள்ளாவிட்டால் பகவான் நம்மை வற்புறுத்தி ஒரு வகையில் எந்த பக்தருக்கு நாம் தவறு செய்தோமோ அவரிடமே நாம் சென்று மன்னிப்பு செய்து மண்டியிடுமாறு பகவான் செய்கிறார். இது உண்மையில் அவருடைய கருணை தான். ஏனென்றால் பகவானுக்கு நாம் ஒரு விண்ணப்பம் போட்டோம் என்றால் அதை பகவான் ஏற்பதில்லை. அதில் ஒரு பக்தருடைய கையொப்பம் இருக்க வேண்டும். அதற்கு பிறகுதான் பகவான் ஏற்கிறார். அந்த விதத்தில் பக்தர்களை நாம் துறந்து அவர்களுடைய சங்கத்தை மதிக்காமல் நாம் பகவானை நேரடியாக அடைவது என்பது சாத்தியமில்லாத விஷயம். இந்த ஒரு விஷயத்தை நாகபத்னிகள் மூலமாக பகவான் நமக்கு வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார்.
So, Priyamvadaha means one who talks pleasantly and pleasingly even to offenders. Speaking very pleasantly with friends, family members, or those who are dear to us is easy, natural. But speaking pleasantly to an offender, speaking pleasantly to a stranger is also possible. But speaking pleasantly to an offender is not so easy. That requires real love, real compassion, real mercy, and not having any grudge or any negativity in the heart. Then only you can speak pleasantly even to an offender. Even after they have committed an offense, still you speak very pleasantly, very, very calm, very composed. So Krishna is like that. Sometimes it's required to be strict with people. You may have to give feedbacks to people, sometimes heavy feedbacks to people. All that has to be done with a well-wishing intention, in a well-wishing mood. So, a well-wisher may not or need not be always pleasant in one's speech. But whether we are pleasant in our speech or not, we have to be a well-wisher. There's a difference. Whether our speech is very appealing or pleasant or digestible or not, the intention has to be like a well-wisher. That's what Krishna is. Some Kaliya he just subdued. But some people Krishna even killed, liberated. But that killing is for liberation. Killing is meant to stop their demoniac life and give them liberation from their demoniac activities. And also liberate common people who are suffering because of their demoniac activities. So the intention behind Krishna's actions is always very pleasant. Not only speech is pleasing. Krishna's speech is definitely pleasing, but the intention behind all the activities of Krishna is more pleasing.
பிரியம்பதா என்பது ஒரு நமக்கு தெரியாத ஒரு புது மனிதரிடமோ அல்லது நமக்கு பிரியமானவரிடமோ பேசுவது என்பது கடினம் அல்ல. இனிமையான வார்த்தைகளை பேசுவது அந்த சந்தர்ப்பங்களில் சாத்தியம். ஆனால் ஒரு அபராதி, நமக்கு தீங்கிழைத்தவர், நமக்கு பிரியமானவர்களுக்கு தப்பு செய்தவர், அவரிடம் கருணை காட்டுவது என்பது அவர் மேல் எந்த விதமான மன வருத்தமும் இல்லாமல் முழுக்க முழுக்க அவருடைய நன்மையை கருத்தில் கொண்டு பேசுவது என்பது எல்லோராலும் சாத்தியமில்லை. இவ்வாறு பகவான் காளியாவிடம் செய்கிறார் என்றால் அவருக்கு உண்மையில் யார் மேலும் வெறுப்பு, கோபம் என்பது இல்லை என்பதை நமக்கு அது தெரிவிக்கிறது. கண்டிப்பாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பது உண்மைதான். அவ்வாறு கண்டிப்பாக இருக்கும்பொழுது நாம் சிலருக்கு அவர்கள் செய்த தவறுகளை சுட்டிக்காட்டவும் தேவைப்படும். ஆனால் அது அனைத்தும் இருந்தாலும் கூட அவருடைய உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கு நாம் மதிப்பு கொடுப்பது என்பது எப்பொழுதும் இருக்க வேண்டும். இதற்கும் மேலாக நாம் அனைவருக்கும் நலம் விரும்பியாக இருப்பது அவசியம். நாம் ஒருவரிடம் கண்டிப்பாக பேசுகிறோம் என்றாலும் கூட அடிப்படையான அவருடைய நலம் விரும்பக்கூடிய தன்மையை நாம் எப்பொழுதும் துறந்துவிடக்கூடாது. பகவான் ஒருவருக்கு காளியாவின் விஷயத்தில் நாம் பார்க்கிறோம், பல விதங்களில் அவனை தண்டித்தாலும் கூட அவனுடைய நலத்தையே பகவான் நாடுகிறார். இந்த விதமாக பகவான் ஒரு அசுரனை கொன்று அவனுக்கு முக்தியை தருகிறார் என்றால் அவன் மேலும் பாவங்கள் செய்யாமல் அவனை காக்கிறார். மேலும் அவனால் கஷ்டப்படக்கூடிய மக்களுக்கும் விடுதலையை தருகிறார். இவ்வாறு பகவான் எந்த விதத்தில் ஒருவரோடு நடந்து கொண்டாலும் அவர் நலம் விரும்பியாகவே செயல்படுகிறார்.
As devotees of Krishna, we also need to cultivate this quality. As I said right in the beginning, the first 50 qualities we can also strive to cultivate. At least some of them like this. Of course, Suramyanga, we don't have to aspire for it. But this one you can aspire. Priyam Vadaha. Devahuti rendered service to Kardama Muni. One of the qualities that she exhibited in her relationship with Kardama Muni is pleasant speech. Right? She was very pleasantly speaking to him, very politely, very respectfully, very lovingly she was speaking. So, Akrura did his duty. Akrura was completely justified As a minister of Mathura city, as a representative of Kamsa, he just did his service of bringing Krishna from Mathura all the way to, Vrindavan to Mathura. That was his bona fide service for which he has the approval of the material king, Kamsa. He also has the approval of Nanda Maharaj and also Krishna. But Akrura, when he was taking Krishna and Balaram to Mathura, when his chariot was starting, he saw so many gopis on the way, ready to offer their lives. Even told Akrura, if you want to take Krishna and Balaram away, you better take your chariot over our dead bodies. So we are lying on the road, blocking the movement of your chariots. Despite seeing all these emotions and anguish of the gopis, Akrura did not have the sensitivity or did not show the sensitivity to come and console them, pacify them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. Please, don't take me otherwise. I am not the one who is separating you and your Krishna, but I'm just doing my duty for which I had Krishna's approval. He did not say anything. He could have said, right? When the gopis are right in front of his eyes, when the gopis are catching his chariot wheels, when the gopis are holding his horses, not allowing them to move, when the gopis are telling him, Akrura, no, please don't take. When the gopis are crying in front of Krishna and Balaram, Akrura could have said one. He's like a fatherly figure, very elderly man compared to all these younger gopis. He could have said something, one word at least. And sometimes an assistant may not be able to speak. Sometimes an younger person may not be able to speak. But he's elder also. So that sensitivity he did not show. For whatever reason. All glories to this great devotee, but still he could not show that sensitivity. Therefore he was caught up in this conspiracy in Shamantakamani episode. So the first 50 qualities, and some of them at least, they are relevant for the jivas also. It is possible for a jiva also to cultivate these qualities at least to some degree. May not be as good as Krishna, but at least to some degree like Krishna. Therefore, we need to cultivate this speech of this quality of Priyam Vadaha, speaking pleasantly as much as humanly possible. Yes.
பக்தர்களும் கூட பகவானுடைய இந்த சில குணங்களையாவது வளர்த்துக்கொள்ள முயற்சி செய்ய வேண்டும். முதல் 50 குணங்கள் என்று சொன்னோம். அதில் அழகான சரீரத்தை பெறுவது போன்ற விஷயங்களுக்கு நாம் ஆசைப்பட தேவையில்லை. ஆனால் பகவான் வெளிப்படுத்தக்கூடிய அந்த அற்புதமான குணங்கள், இந்த பிரியம்பத என்பதை போன்ற குணங்களை நாம் வளர்த்துக்கொள்ள முயற்சி செய்யலாம். உதாரணமாக தேவஹூதி தன்னுடைய அருமையான பேச்சுக்கு பெயர் போனவர். அதே விதமாக அக்ரூரருடைய உதாரணத்தை எடுத்துக்கொள்வோமானால், அவர் தன்னுடைய கடமையை செய்வதற்காக பிருந்தாவனத்திற்கு வருகிறார். அரசனுடைய கட்டளையை ஏற்று பகவானையும் பலராமரையும் பிருந்தாவனத்திலிருந்து மதுராவுக்கு அழைத்துச் செல்கிறார். இதற்கு நந்த மகாராஜரும் ஒப்புதல் தருகிறார், கிருஷ்ணரும் ஒத்துக்கொள்கிறார். ஆனாலும் அதே சமயம் அவர் புறப்பட்டு போகும்போது ரதத்தின் குறுக்கில் அனைத்து கோபியர்களும் வந்து, கிருஷ்ணரை நீங்கள் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு சென்றால் நாங்கள் உயிரை துறந்து விடுவோம், எங்கள் பிணத்தின் மேல்தான் நீங்கள் இந்த ரதத்தை ஓட்டிச் செல்ல வேண்டும் என்று கூறி ரதத்தின் முன்னால் படுத்துக்கொள்ளவும் செய்கிறார்கள். இதை அனைத்தையும் பார்க்கிறார். அவர் ஒரு முதியவர், தந்தையின் ஸ்தானத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடியவர். அவர்களுக்கு பிரியமாக சில வார்த்தைகள் சொல்லி இருக்கலாம். உங்களுடைய உணர்வுகளை நான் புரிந்து கொள்கிறேன், ஆனால் என்னுடைய கடமை செய்ய வேண்டிய நிர்பந்தத்தில் இருக்கிறேன், இவர்களை நான் அழைத்துச் செல்ல வேண்டிய கடமையை என்னால் தவிர்க்க முடியாது என்னும் விதத்தில் ஒரு முதியவராக அவர்களுக்கு நல்ல சில வார்த்தைகளை சொல்லி இருக்கலாம். ஆனால் அந்த வார்த்தைகளை அவர் சொல்ல தவறியதன் காரணமாக, அவர் ஒரு உன்னதமான பக்தர் தான், ஆனால் ஏதோ ஒரு காரணத்தினால் அந்த காரியத்தை அவர் செய்யவில்லை. இதன் விளைவாக பிற்காலத்தில் சமந்தமணி சம்பந்தப்பட்ட சூழ்ச்சியில் அவர் அதில் மாட்டிக்கொள்கிறார். அதனால் சில காலம் பகவானை விட்டு பிரிந்திருக்கவும் நேருகிறது. இது அவர் செய்த அந்த தவறுக்கான தண்டனை என்று கூறப்படுகிறது.
Till now we discussed only one quality. In the second half, that is pleasant speech, we'll go to the 10th quality. Vavadukaha, that is fluency. Krishna is very fluent. This fluency of Krishna is of two types. There are two facets to this fluency. Number one, speaking in such a way it is very pleasant to hear. Prabhu, you can go to 10th quality. So speaking which is very pleasing to hear. Second, speaking with clever meaning. So speaking which is very pleasing to the ear means voice is sweet and You don't get tired or bored with the person's voice or diction or modulation or the accent. It's very pleasing to hear, pleasing to ear, pleasing for the ear to hear. That is one aspect. Second is, it's very meaningful, very purposeful speech. It has a logic. It's making a lot of sense. That is speaking with clever meaning. So these are the two aspects of fluency. Yes, Prabhu.
பகவானுடைய அடுத்த ஒரு குணம் வாவதூக்கக, அதாவது தெளிவாக சரளமாக பேசக்கூடியவர். மேலும் மற்றொரு பொருள் என்னவென்றால் அர்த்தபூர்வமாக கேட்பவருக்கு.
Govardhan and circumambulate Govardhan, do some Govardhan parikrama, how they have to do Go Puja, Brahmana Puja, all that Krishna instructed. So all the words that Krishna spoke in the context of convincing Nanda Maharaj for Govardhan Puja were very pleasing, were also very meaningful. Pleasing for the ears to hear. A 7-year-old boy is instructing on a big vrata or big ceremony. When you are conducting a big ceremony, Janmashtami festival or whatever, Gaur Purnima festival, in the board, you cannot have a 7-year-old boy sitting there making all decisions. He cannot chair the meeting, right? But here, all the Nanda Maharaj is sitting on the chair. The real chairman is Krishna. Right? Chair boy, not chairman. So he's standing there and giving all instructions. And everybody sitting and saying, yes, yes, correct. We'll follow. Whatever you say, we'll follow. We'll do Go Puja, we'll do Govardhan Puja, we'll do Parikrama, we'll do everything. So the words that Krishna spoke are very pleasing because he's a 7-year-old boy and also has a sweet voice, but also very logical. However, Vrajavasis never understood the logic. Because Krishna was speaking Karma Mimamsa philosophy that sounds logical to the Mimamsakars, not devotees, not intelligent devotees. But Vrajavasis, more than intelligence, they have innocence. They can't understand at all. Right? Intelligent devotees understand that this Karma Mimamsa philosophy makes no sense. Right? But innocent devotees, they don't understand at all. But these false logicians or Mimamsakars who are actually following that philosophy, they may appreciate. But the meaning is not the literal meaning of what Krishna spoke. The real meaning is the intended meaning. What did Krishna mean when Krishna said, let's do Govardhan Puja instead of Indra Puja? What he meant is, Indra is very proud, very puffed up. Because many residents of the earth planet are offering him so much worship every year, he's being so puffed up, very proud. Therefore, let's cancel his Indra Puja forever, not just this year. So that was his intention, right? And that is apparently not very pleasing to Indra, but it is the most pleasing thing that the Lord can do to his devotee. You know what is one of the pleasant things that the Lord can do to us? Crushing our false ego, smashing our false pride, pounding our false prestige, and making us amanina manadena. And he did it to Indra. Therefore, it is pleasing.
இதற்கு இந்த திறமையாக பொருள் பொதிந்த விதத்தில் பேசக்கூடியவர் என்பதற்கு உதாரணமாக இந்திரனுக்கு செய்ய இருந்த பூஜையை தடுத்து நிறுத்தி கோவர்தன பூஜையாக பகவான் மாற்றுகிறார். ஒரு 7 வயது சிறுவன் அந்த பொதுக்கூட்டத்தில் தன்னுடைய தந்தை தலைமை தாங்கி மூத்த கோபர்கள் இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த இடத்தில் தனி ஒருவனாக 7 வயது குழந்தை அவர்களை பேசி அவர்களுக்கு நம்பிக்கை ஊட்டி பல வருடங்களாக செய்து வந்த அந்த பண்டிகையை நிறுத்தி கோவர்தன பூஜையை கோபூஜையை செய்ய வைக்கிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் அவர் தன்னுடைய திறமைகளை வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார். உண்மையில் அவர் பேசிய தத்துவங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளக்கூடிய விதத்தில் இருந்தது என்று சொன்னாலும் கூட அது கர்ம மீமாம்ச கொள்கை தான், கடவுளை மறுக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு சாதாரணமான ஒரு கோட்பாடு. ஆனால் அதை பேசியதும் கூட கோபர்கள் ஏற்றுக்கொண்டார்கள் என்றால் அவர்கள் புத்திசாலிகள் மட்டுமல்ல, மிகவும் சரளமான அப்பாவித்தனம் கொண்டவர்கள். எனவே பகவான் சொன்னதை அவர்கள் பூர்ணமாக ஏற்றுக்கொண்டார்கள். இது வெளிப்படையாக இருந்தாலும் கூட உள்முகமாக பகவானுடைய நோக்கம் வேறாக இருந்தது. அதாவது இந்திரன் கர்வம் கொண்டிருந்தான், அந்த கர்வத்தை அழிக்க வேண்டும். இந்திரன் பகவானுடைய பக்தன். ஒரு பக்தனுக்கு பகவான் செய்யக்கூடிய மிகச்சிறந்த உதவி என்னவென்றால் அவருடைய கர்வத்தை அழித்து ஒடுக்குவதாகும். அந்த விதத்தில் நிரந்தரமாக இந்திரனுக்கு செய்யக்கூடிய இந்த பூஜையை நிறுத்த வேண்டும் என்ற நோக்கத்தோடு பகவானுக்கு செயல்படுகிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் அவர் தன்னுடைய பேச்சு திறமைகளை வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார்.
speaking in a very skillful manner. One of the aspects of skillful speech or fluency or vavaduka, expert speech, is to understand the situation, understand the intention of the person, empathizing with the person, and speaking appropriately. That's the skill that Krishna applies. Befitting manner, right? For that moment, what is the most appropriate words that we need to speak? Practical speech, not just truthful speech. One can speak the truth sometimes in a very blunt manner, but practical speech is different from truthful speech. Sometimes truthful speech can be practical, but sometimes truthful speech may not be practical also. Practical speech means revealing whatever truth is required for the person to hear, or speaking the truth in a specific manner that other person can easily digest and connect with. The speech has to be relatable, digestible, acceptable, relevant to the person's context. So that is the skill. For example, Mother Yashoda is feeling very anxious in this Govardhan Leela only. When Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain and he's holding on top of his little finger, and Yashoda Mata became very anxious. She said, Krishna, you are very impudent. You are very naughty, extremely mischievous. Why did you cancel Indra Puja? Because you have cancelled Indra Puja, Indra became very angry. He had sent this devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. And now you have to hold this heavy weight on your little finger and you have to stand. How can a mother's heart stay calm seeing her son holding such heavy weight? As if Krishna is holding 100 kilos or 200 kilos weight. He's holding a mountain. She's not understanding the gravity of what Krishna is doing. That is her Vatsalya Prema. She is only thinking that my son is holding heavy weight. That's all. She's concerned about it. And Krishna understood her heart, understood her concern. And Krishna said, my dear mother, actually Govardhan mountain is as light as a cotton swab. It's not so heavy at all. Because you all have worshipped Govardhan so much, out of ecstasy Govardhan is flying into the sky and became so light, I am merely touching my little finger to the bottom of this mountain. That's what he said. Yashoda Mata is very innocently intelligent. She said, okay, if Govardhan is floating on his own, just remove your finger, then I will believe. So, anyways, to pacify Mother Yashoda, so Krishna is speaking encouraging words. And to pacify all the Vrajavasis who are anxious, thinking that Krishna is doing so much, Krishna is exerting so much for us, you know what Krishna did? He took out his flute and started playing. With one hand he is playing flute, with another hand he is holding mountain. He did not manifest 4 hands, right? He manifested only 2 hands. This is another aspect of love. When we love people, when we have concern and concern for people, when we care for people, when we care for their emotions, we will even hide our hard work and present to themselves as if we did nothing. Right? Sometimes we say, I did so much for you. Do you understand how much I love you? That's one way of showing love. Another is, you did so much, but you say, I didn't do much. You know, it was not so difficult. So one way of expressing love is hiding all our hard work in front of the person who loves you, not even making them know that you have done so much expressing your love to them. Many times, an immature version of love is to make the beloved know that we have done so much for them. But a mature expression of love is not to cause the pain to the beloved by revealing that we have undergone so much hard work, right? That requires a lot of intimacy. That requires a lot of, bonding with each other. Many times, whether we love somebody or serve somebody or do anything, we expect recognition. We expect appreciation. We expect acknowledgement. Nothing wrong, nothing gravely wrong, but there is something higher than that also. So Krishna wanted all the Vrajavasis to feel that he's not doing much hard work. So his intention is pleasing, therefore his speech is pleasing. His heart is so pleasing, therefore his actions are very pleasing. So when you say Vavadukaha or Priyamvadaha, you say, oh, I should also speak pleasantly. I should also speak pleasantly. That's not the meditation. That's not the takeaway there. The takeaway there is, let me cultivate a pleasant heart. Let me cultivate genuine love and emotion for the other person. Then automatically your speech will be pleasant. And even if your speech is not pleasant, also not an issue. Because there is a pleasant heart, people will understand. Right? So, yes, Prabhu.
இனிமையாக பேசுவது என்பதை பற்றியும் உண்மையாக பேசுவதை பற்றியும் நாம் இப்போது சர்ச்சை செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறோம். உண்மையில் மற்றவருக்கு ஒரு உண்மையை சொல்வது என்றால் உண்மையை பட்டவர்த்தனமாக பேசிவிடுவது என்பதல்ல, உண்மையை முழுதாக பேசிவிட வேண்டும் என்பதும் கூட அல்ல. மற்றவருடைய உணர்ச்சிகளை புரிந்து கொண்டு அவருடைய எண்ண ஓட்டம் எப்படி இருக்கிறது என்பதை அறிந்து கொண்டு அவருக்கு எது நன்மையோ எது தேவையோ அந்த அளவுக்கு அந்த உண்மையை வெளிப்படுத்துவது. இந்த விதத்தில் நாம் செயல்படும் பொழுது மற்றவருடைய நலத்தை கருதி நாம் செயல்படுகிறோம் என்பதாகும். உதாரணமாக யசோதா பகவான் மலையை தூக்கி கொண்டு நிற்கும் பொழுது கவலைப்படுகிறார். இவ்வளவு பெரிய கனமான பாறையை தூக்கி கொண்டு என் மகன் நிற்கிறானே என்று கிருஷ்ணரிடம் சென்று கூறுகிறார். நீ எதற்காக இந்திர பூஜையை தடுத்து நிறுத்தினாய்? நீ எப்பொழுதும் இந்த விதமாக ஏதாவது தவறுகளை செய்து கொண்டே இருக்கிறாய். இதன் காரணமாக இப்பொழுது நீ இதை தூக்கி கொண்டு 7 நாட்கள் நிற்க வேண்டியிருக்கிறது என்று கடிந்து கொண்ட பொழுது தாயினுடைய கவலையை பார்த்துவிட்டு பகவான் கூறுகிறார், உண்மையில் இந்த மலை எனக்கு கனமாக இல்லை. கோவர்தன பூஜை செய்ததனால் அவர் சந்தோஷம் அடைந்து என் கைகளின் மேல் மிதந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். நான் வெறுமே என்னுடைய விரலை அங்கு வைத்து கொண்டிருக்கிறேன், அவ்வளவுதான் என்று சொன்னபொழுது தாயார் ரொம்ப திறமையாக சொல்கிறார், அப்படி என்றால் நீ உன் விரலை எடுத்து விடு, அப்பொழுது நான் சந்தோஷம் அடைவேன் என்று கூறுகிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவான் தன்னுடைய தாயின் மனதை அறிந்து அவருக்கு எந்த விதத்தில் சமாதானம் உண்டாகுமோ அந்த விதத்தில் பேசுகிறார். இதே விதமாக கோபர்களுக்கும் மனத்தில் நிம்மதி உண்டாக்க வேண்டும் என்று தன்னுடைய புல்லாங்குழலை மறு கையால் எடுத்து வலக்கையில் புல்லாங்குழலை ஊதிக்கொண்டு இடக்கையில் மலையை தூக்கி கொண்டு நிற்கிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் மற்றவர்களுடைய உணர்ச்சிகளை அவர் எப்பொழுதும் கருத்தில் கொண்டு அதற்கு ஏற்ற விதத்தில் செயல்படுகிறார். இதே போல நாமும் கூட மற்றவர்களோடு பேசும்பொழுது பகவானுடைய இந்த குணங்களை நாம் வளர்த்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்று ஆசைப்படுகிறோம். ஆனால் இதை தவறாக புரிந்து கொள்ளக்கூடாது. உண்மையில் நம்முடைய மனத்தில் மற்றவர்களுக்கான நல்ல உணர்வுகளுக்கு இடம் கொடுக்க வேண்டும். மற்றவர்களின் நன்மைகளை நாம் கருத்தில் கொண்டு அதன் பிறகு நாம் பேசக்கூடிய பேச்சு சிறிதளவு கடுமையாக இருந்தாலும் கூட கவலை இல்லை. இதயத்தில் மற்றவர்கள் மேல் நமக்கு அன்பு இருக்க வேண்டும். அந்த விதத்தில் ஒருவருக்கு நாம் பல நன்மைகளை செய்திருந்தாலும் கூட உண்மையாக ஆழ்ந்த அன்பு நமக்கு இருக்குமானால் அவற்றை நாம் சொல்லி காட்ட மாட்டோம். மாறாக அவர்களிடமிருந்து அதை மறைத்து கொள்வோம். ஏனென்றால் அது தெரிந்தால் அவர்களும் கவலைப்படக்கூடும், கஷ்டப்படக்கூடும் என்ற விதத்தில் அதையும் நாம் முழுவதுமாக வெளிப்படையாக நாம் சொல்லுவதில்லை. இந்த விதத்தில் பகவானுடைய நடத்தையிலிருந்து நாம் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டியது, நம் இதயத்தை மிருதுவாக வைத்துக்கொள்ள வேண்டும், மற்றவர்களை நன்மையை கருத வேண்டும். மற்றபடி இதை வெளிமுகமாக இந்த குணங்களை நாம் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு பயிற்சி செய்வது அவ்வளவு முழுமையானது ஆகாது.
Krishna did something similar after the 7 days were complete. When Krishna understood that Indra stopped his reign, Krishna told all the Vrajavasis, please go out of this Govardhan. And he also came out. He placed Govardhan mountain back in its place. And all the Vrajavasis were looking at Krishna with so much love, so much affection, so much gratitude and appreciation. And some motherly gopis came to Krishna and embraced him and started massaging his left hand. Then Krishna understood that these motherly gopis are very concerned about me. They are thinking that I have done so much hard work for them by lifting Govardhan mountain for 7 days and 7 nights. They are too concerned about me. I want to relieve their anxiety. I should make them feel that I have not exerted myself at all in these 7 days. It was fun for me. They should feel like that. So Krishna just immediately took out his flute. Very casually he started playing his flute as if nothing has happened. It's not that he just kept the mountain back and was, oh my God, oh yeah, 7 days, thank you Indra. He did not say like that. If he had said it, then Vrajavasis' hearts would have been broken. My God, just to protect us, Krishna exited himself. If that was the feeling in them, they would give up their lives also. To that degree, they love Krishna. If they come to know that Krishna had to exert himself so much for their protection, just to save them for their lives, they just can't bear that thought. Our lives are not so significant. Even to give one moment of happiness to Krishna, we don't mind living in hell for the rest of eternity. To that degree, they love Krishna. How can they even accommodate this thought or idea that Krishna has exerted himself for them. Another project that Krishna had to undertake in Vrindavan is to make Vrajavasis feel that he's not exerting himself to protect them. He's doing it effortlessly. That's how playfully he kills so many demons. Yeah.
7 நாட்கள் முடிந்து மலையை கீழே வைத்துவிட்டு பகவான் வெளியில் வருகிறார். இப்பொழுதும் அவருக்கு ஒரு கவலை இருக்கிறது. அதாவது மூத்த கோப்பர்களும் கோபியர்களும் என்ன நினைக்கிறார்கள்? பகவான் 7 நாட்களாக கஷ்டப்பட்டு இந்த மலையை சுமந்து கொண்டிருந்தாரா? இப்பொழுது மலையை வைத்த பிறகு அவருக்கு ஓரளவு சிரம பரிகாரம் ஆகிறதா? அவர் நமக்காக இவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்பட்டாரா? போன்ற கவலைகள் அவர்களுக்கு இருக்கக்கூடும். அதை நீக்க வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக பகவான் ஏதோ ஒன்றும் நடக்காததைப் போல, தான் நல்ல விதமாக இருப்பதைப் போல காட்டிக்கொள்வதாக தன்னுடைய புல்லாங்குழலை எடுத்துக்கொண்டு ஊத ஆரம்பிக்கிறார். இதன் மூலமாக நடந்தது ஒன்றும் பெரிய காரியமில்லை, சர்வசாதாரணமாக நான் நடத்திவிட்டேன், அதனால் எனக்கு எந்த விதமான சிரமமும் இல்லை என்பதை அவர்களுக்கு வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார். இத்தகைய நடத்தைகளின் மூலமாக பகவான் மற்றவர்களுடைய மனத்தின் உணர்ச்சிகளுக்கு எந்த அளவு மதிப்பு கொடுத்து தன்னுடைய செயல்களை செய்கிறார் என்பதை நாம் புரிந்து கொள்ளலாம்.
Even the Vrajavasis also do something like this for Krishna. Once, the Gopa boys noticed that Krishna and Balaram were hungry. But if the Gopas say that Krishna and Balaram, you are hungry, let's go to Talwar and get some fruits, or let's go somewhere else and get some food, Krishna and Balaram will not agree. For them, they will not extend themselves to but get some food. So all the Gopas said that, we are very hungry. Please, we want to eat the Talwan fruits. We want some food. Then Krishna and Balaram agreed and they went to Talwan, and then Balaram just shook that tala tree, and then eventually they killed Dhenukasur. So the point here is, the Vrajavasis, they are always seeking Krishna's comfort. And Krishna is always seeking their comfort. And Krishna forgets that he is God. As morning also Maharaj was saying, Krishna forgets that he is God. So in keeping his godhood aside, identify himself as a member of this cowherd community, friend of these Gopas, and son of the elderly Gopas and Gopis. So Krishna just always is concerned about keeping them comfortable, and they are always focused on serving him and making him comfortable. These are the loving exchange of Vrindavan. Only pure love exists in Vrindavan. Nothing else exists.
கோப்பர்களும் கோபியர்களும் பகவானை எந்த அளவு நேசிக்கிறார்கள் என்றால், கோவர்தன மலையை தூக்கியது அவருக்கு சிரமமாக இருந்தது, நமக்காகத்தான் இந்த சிரமத்தை அவர் 7 நாட்கள் எடுத்துக்கொண்டார் என்று அவர்கள் தெரிந்து கொண்டார்களானால் அவர்கள் உயிரையும் கூட விட்டு விடுவார்கள். பகவானுடைய உடலுக்கு ஒரு சிறிதளவு சுகம் கிடைக்கும் என்றால் அதற்காக நித்தியமாக அவர்கள் நரகத்துக்கு செல்லவும் தயாராக இருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவானும் சரி, அவருடைய பிருந்தாவனத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய அவருடைய நண்பர்களும் சரி, ஒருவருக்கொருவர் அன்பு பரஸ்பரத்தை முழுமையாக வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார்கள். இதற்கு மற்றொரு உதாரணம், தாலவன லீலையின் பொழுது கிருஷ்ணரும் பலராமரும் பசியாக இருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதை கோபர்கள் அறிந்து கொள்கிறார்கள். ஆனால் அந்த சிறுவர்கள் நேரடியாக, உங்களுக்கு பசியாக இருக்கிறது, நாம் எங்காவது சென்று உணவருந்தலாம் என்று சொன்னால் அவர்கள் ஒத்துக்கொள்ள மாட்டார்கள். எனவே அவர்கள், எங்களுக்கு பசியாக இருக்கிறது, பக்கத்தில் தாளவனத்தில் மரங்கள் பழுத்திருக்கின்றன, நாம் அங்கு சென்று அந்த பழங்களை சாப்பிடுவோம் என்று அவர்கள் சொன்னவுடன் உடனடியாக கிருஷ்ண பலராமர் ஒத்துக்கொள்கிறார்கள். அதன் பிறகு அங்கு சென்று தேனுகாசுரனை கொல்வது போன்ற லீலைகள் நடக்கின்றன. இதிலிருந்து நாம் அறிந்து கொள்வது என்னவென்றால், கிருஷ்ணரும் சரி, அவருடைய பக்தர்களும் சரி, மற்றவருடைய தேவைகளை, உணர்ச்சிகளை முழுமையாக உணர்ந்து கொண்டு அதை பூர்த்தி செய்யும் விதத்திலேயே எப்பொழுதும் நடந்து கொள்கிறார்கள். தங்களுடைய தேவைகளை அவர்கள் பின்னுக்கு தள்ளுகிறார்கள். இதுதான் உண்மையான அன்பின் வெளிப்பாடாகும்.
The purpose of our sadhana, all the spiritual practices that we are doing under the umbrella of Krishna consciousness, is ultimately to cultivate this mode of selflessly loving Krishna. Ahituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. And the selfless mode should be continuous, should eventually become continuous. Not intermittently I'm selfless, sometimes I'm selfish, but generally I'm selfless. But when that selfless mode becomes consistent and continuous, that is called ahituki apratihata bhakti. And that is our intrinsic nature. That's our natural characteristic as souls. So studying Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu or Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, morning we heard Bhagavatam, Morning we heard Bhagavad Gita from Bhavana Swami Maharaj. Later we heard Bhagavatam from Bhakti Parivrajak Maharaj. Now we are discussing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The purpose of this Shastric study and the purpose of all the services that we do is ultimately to cultivate such selfless, loving, devotional service unto Krishna.
நாம் பாகவதமோ பகவத்கீதையோ நாம் படிப்பதும் கேட்பதும் இதற்கான உண்மையான நோக்கம் எதுவாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்றால், சுயநலம் சிறிதும் கலவாத விதத்தில் நாம் பகவானிடம் பிரேமை செய்ய வேண்டும். அவரிடம் எதை பெறலாம் என்ற உள்நோக்கம் எதுவும் இல்லாத அன்பை நாம் எப்பொழுது அவரிடம் வளர்த்து கொள்கிறோமோ, அதுவும் ஒவ்வொரு சமயத்தில் செய்வது என்பதல்ல, நித்தியமாக நிரந்தரமாக தொடர்ச்சியாக பகவானிடம் இத்தகைய ஒரு அன்பை நாம் வளர்த்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். அப்பொழுதுதான் அகைத்துக்கி அப்பிரதிகதா என்னும் பக்தியாக அது மாறும். நம் ஆத்மாவின் உண்மையான குணம் என்று நாம் சொல்கிறோம். கிருஷ்ணருக்கு நித்தியமான சேவை செய்வது ஆத்மாவின் தன்மை என்று கூறுகிறோம். ஆனால் அதை நாம் அறிய வேண்டும், அடைய வேண்டும் என்றால் பக்தி ரசாமல் சிந்துவாகட்டும், பகவத்கீதையாகட்டும், பாகவதமாகட்டும், இதையெல்லாம் நாம் கேட்பது, சர்ச்சை செய்வது, இவற்றின் நோக்கம் முழுவதும் இத்தகைய ஒரு அன்பை, எந்தவித சுயநலமும் கலக்காத அன்பை பகவானோடு வளர்த்து கொள்வதாகத்தான் நாம் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும்.
Next quality, 11th quality, Supanditya. Supanditya means highly learned. Again, this Supanditya has two aspects, right? Many qualities have two facets. One facet of Supanditya is being very knowledgeable of all branches of knowledge, of all subjects, of all scriptures. Somebody who has great knowledge about Dharma Shastras, Artha Shastras, Jnana Shastras, Bhakti Shastras, he may be called Pandit, right? So that is one aspect. Knowledge is one aspect of Supanditya, knowledge of scriptures and subjects. Second aspect of Supanditya is knowledge of proper conduct. How to behave properly. In this circumstance, what should be my response? How should I behave? So that is second aspect of Supanditya. Panditya is not just scholarship only. Panditya is not just knowledge or wisdom. Panditya also includes good behavior, good conduct. And Krishna has both.
அடுத்தது சுபாண்டித்யா எனக்கூடிய ஒரு குணம். இதற்கு இரண்டு கிளைகள் உண்டு. ஒன்று, அனைத்து கல்விகளையும் அனைத்து பாடங்களிலும் தேர்ச்சி அடைந்தவர் பண்டிதர் என்பதான ஒரு பொருள். எல்லா கலைகளிலும் எல்லா சாஸ்திரங்களிலும் வல்லுனர் என்பது. ஆனால் இதற்கு மற்றொரு கிளை இருக்கிறது. அது என்னவென்றால், நன்னடத்தை எவ்வாறு நடந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும், அந்தந்த நபருக்கு ஏற்ற அந்தந்த சூழ்நிலைகளுக்கு ஏற்ப எவ்வாறு திறம்பட நல்ல விதமாக நடந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும், அந்த நன்னடத்தையும் சுபாண்டித்தியத்தின் ஒரு அம்சமாகும்.
Now let's see some examples of Krishna exhibiting good knowledge of scriptures or different subjects and also knowledge of proper conduct. Would you like to also participate? Some quiz, because after 5-6 hours of hearing we become a little tired. So if you want, you can just respond. We'll have some interaction if that is okay. Anyone would like to share an example of how Krishna is knowledgeable of various subjects? He spoke Bhagavad Gita. Very good. Next. Huh? That's a different quality. Even though he is knowledgeable, he is ready to learn from someone else. That's a different quality. But okay, anyways, he has acquired knowledge from Sandipana Muni. Anything else? Huh? He spoke Uddhava Gita, not only Bhagavad Gita. Next, in the form of Kapila, he spoke his teachings to Sankhya philosophy to Devahuti Mata also. Anything else? Okay, second facet of Supanditya. Knowledgeable of proper conduct. Yes, any examples? Guest reception, respecting Brahmanas. When Rukmini had sent a messenger, Krishna received him with so much respect. And not only that, many Brahmanas who come to Dwaraka palace are treated with so much of respect and love. And even Krishna's servants also represent his mood and welcome them, don't obstruct anyone. When Sudama came, Krishna got up from his couch and received Sudama and respected him as if he would respect his elder brother Balaram. So, and he was washing his feet. He was also, he had his tears. He had tears in his eyes when he was offering Arti to Sudama. Anything else? In Vrindavan, Krishna carries the sandals of Nanda Maharaj on his head. And also, in Dwaraka, Krishna respects all the 18 wives of Vasudeva. Mother Devaki is his mother who gave birth, but her 17 co-wives also receive same respect, similar motherly respect from Krishna. That's one part of etiquette. I saw some hand here. Mataji? No. Okay. He's very accommodative. Yes. Huh. Okay. He proved his conduct, yeah. Correct. Yes. He was washing the feet of guests. Thank you. These are some pointers connected to how Krishna is very learned, highly learned. So another aspect or another example is, it is Krishna who has enlightened Brahma right in the beginning of the creation. We see Janmadyasya yatonvayadi tarataschaartheshva bhignasvarat tene brahma hridayadi kavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo vrisha dhamna svayena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. It is Krishna who has enlightened Brahma right in the beginning of creation. He is the enlightener. Then not only that, it is Krishna who has spoken Chatushloki Bhagavatam to Brahma in the beginning of creation. And whenever Brahma is stuck, whenever the Devatas were stuck, Krishna is giving them his guidance, giving them proper teachings. When his friend Arjuna was stuck, he spoke Bhagavad Gita. When Uddhava was emotional, he spoke Uddhava Gita. Like that, Krishna's Panditya, Krishna's knowledge about various subjects is very clearly seen. And also sometimes Krishna teaches his children also in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, Narada Muni observes. So he is knowledgeable of various subjects and knowledgeable of proper conduct also. Yes, sir.
கிருஷ்ணர் அனைத்து ஞானங்களையும் பெற்றவர் என்பதற்கு சில உதாரணங்கள். சிருஷ்டியின் தொடக்கத்தில் பிரம்மதேவருக்கு அனைத்து ஞானங்களையும் அவர் இதயத்தில் வேதங்களை வழங்குகிறார். அர்ஜுனனுக்கு பகவத்கீதையை உபதேசிக்கிறார். உத்தவருக்கு உத்தவ கீதையை கூறுகிறார். 64 தினங்களுக்குள் சாந்திப முனியின் ஆசிரமத்தில் அனைத்து கலைகளையும் கற்றுக்கொள்கிறார். இந்த விதத்தில் அனைத்து ஞானங்களையும் பெற்றவர் என்று நமக்கு விளக்குகிறார். மற்றும் அவருடைய நடத்தையை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் தன்னுடைய தாயார் சிறையில் இருக்கிறார், தாய் தந்தையர்கள் அவர்களை விடுவிக்கும் பொழுது மிக இனிமையான வார்த்தைகளை சொல்லி தன்னுடைய கடமைகள் என்ன என்பவற்றை அவருக்கு கூறி அவர்களை சமாதானப்படுத்துகிறார். மற்றும் ராஜசூய யஜ்ஞத்தின் பொழுது மிக எளிமையான ஒரு பணியை ஏற்றுக்கொள்கிறார். வரக்கூடிய விருந்தினர்களுடைய பாதங்களை கழுவி வரவேற்கக்கூடிய அந்த கடமையை அவர் ஏற்றுக்கொள்கிறார். மேலும் இந்திரன் தன்னுடைய தவறை உணர்ந்து திருந்திய பிறகு தனிமையான இடத்தில் தன்னை சந்தித்து தன்னிடம் மன்னிப்பு கேட்பதற்கான வாய்ப்பை கொடுக்கிறார். சமந்தக மணியின் மூலமாக தனக்கு வீண்பழி உண்டான பொழுது அவற்றிலிருந்து தன்னை விடுவித்துக் கொள்வதற்கு சென்று அந்த கொலை அந்த 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 நிகழ்ச்சியை முழுமையாக அதை தீர்த்து வைத்து அந்த சமந்தகமணியும் திருப்பி கொண்டு வருகிறார். இந்த விதங்களில் எல்லாம் பகவான் தன்னுடைய 2 குணங்களையும் வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார். ஒன்று, அனைத்து ஞானங்களையும் பெற்றவர். இரண்டாவது, நல்ல நடத்தைகளுக்கு முன்னுதாரணமாக இருப்பவர்.
Clouds receive water from the ocean, and these clouds pour back that water on mountains, and that water will flow like rivers and go back into the ocean. Right? Similarly, Brahma received knowledge from Krishna. Krishna is like an ocean here. Brahma is like cloud. This morning we have seen Krishna is like cloud. Now we are seeing Brahma is like cloud. He is the one who got knowledge from Krishna. And then he presented all that knowledge, just like clouds pour rain. Brahma poured Vedic knowledge in the form of scriptures, Vedic scriptures. Vedas he created. And all the Vedas flow towards Krishna. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo. You got this analogy? So Krishna is like ocean. Brahma is like cloud that extracts water from the ocean, means knowledge from the ocean. And clouds shower rains on mountains. Similarly, Brahma created Vedic literatures. And rivers, the rain that goes on the mountains will flow like rivers towards the ocean. And these Vedas flow towards Krishna. As, who is that? Gajendra says, Namo namaste khila karanaya nishkaranaya adbhuta karanaya sarvagamamnaya maharnavaya namopavargaya parayanaya sarva agama amnaya maharnavaya. So Krishna is like that ocean which is the culmination or the destination of various rivers. Sarva agama amnaya. All the spiritual paths shown by different scriptures are like rivers, and Krishna is like the destination or the culmination of these rivers. All the rivers will ultimately go towards the ocean, that is Krishna. Therefore he is Supanditya, highly learned.
மேலும் ஒரு உதாரணம், கிருஷ்ணரை ஒரு கலைகளின் சமுத்திரம், அனைத்து ஞானங்களின் சமுத்திரம் என்று எடுத்துக்கொள்வோமானால், பிரம்மதேவர் ஒரு மேகத்தை போல பகவானிடமிருந்து அந்த ஞானங்களை சேகரித்து கொண்டு வருகிறார். அதன் பிறகு வேதங்கள் என்னும் விதத்தில் மலையின் மேல் எவ்வாறு மேகம் மழை பொழியுமோ அந்த விதத்தில் வேதங்களை தருகிறார். அந்த வேதங்கள் திரும்ப மலையிலிருந்து எவ்வாறு நதிகள் தோன்றி அவை அனைத்தும் சமுத்திரத்தை நோக்கி செல்லுமோ அந்த விதத்தில் வேதைஷ சொர்வைர் அகமேவ வேத்யம் என்னும் விதத்தில் வேதங்கள் அனைத்தும் பகவானுக்கு திரும்பி செல்வதற்கான வழியை காட்டுகின்றன.
In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Kaviraj Goswami writes, Sancharya Ramabhita Bhakta Meghe Svabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhi Retair Amunavatirnaha Tadgnatvaratna Layatam Prayati. He says, Sancharya Ramabhita Bhakta Meghe. There is a Bhakta Megha, a devotee cloud. Who is that? Ramananda Rai. Then Gaurabdhir, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the ocean. So this Ramananda Rai cloud is picking up some water from Gauranga ocean. Right? Basically, the water is Svabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani. The Bhakti Siddhantas, the knowledge of Bhakti Siddhantas is the water, which is there in Gaura ocean. And Ramananda is picking that up like a cloud and raining back on Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is hearing all that. He's asking questions. Tell me what is that? Tell me Radha Krishna Tattva. Tell me about the sadhana and sadhya of a human being. What is the highest attainable sadhya? Speak about Vatsalya Rasa, speak about different rasas, many things. And Ramananda is speaking one by one. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, my purpose of coming to this Godavari bank, I forgot the name, Vidyanagar, that is Kavur. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita it's called Vidyanagar, I think. So my purpose of coming to this place is fulfilled now by hearing all this from you. Then Ramananda says, my dear Lord, you are the ocean, I am the cloud. I picked up all this knowledge from you only. So Krishna is the source of the ocean. Krishna is the source of all knowledge. Krishna is the culmination of all knowledge. He is the source and he is the destination. All knowledge comes from him. All knowledge takes us to him. If the knowledge is not taking us to Krishna, that knowledge is not knowledge, it's ignorance. Yes.
இதே போல கிருஷ்ணதாஸ் கவிராஜ் கோஸ்வாமி சைத்தன்ய சரிதாமிர்தத்தில் மகாபிரபுவை ஒரு சமுத்திரத்திற்கும் ராமானந்தராயை ஒரு மேகத்திற்கும் ஒப்பிடுகிறார். பகவான் கேள்விகளை கேட்கிறார், ராமானந்தராய் பதில்களை சொல்கிறார். அந்த பதில்களை எல்லாம் கேட்ட பிறகு ரசங்களை பற்றி, சாத்தியம், சாதனை என்ன, சாத்தியம் என்ன, பலவிதமான ரசங்கள் என்ன போன்ற பலவித கேள்விகளுக்கு பகவான் கேட்க ராமானந்தராய் பதில்களை சொல்கிறார். அப்பொழுது இறுதியில் பகவான் சைத்தன்ய மகாபிரபு சொல்கிறார், நான் இங்கு வித்யாநகரத்திற்கு வந்த என்னுடைய நோக்கம் முழுமையாக நிறைவேறி போயிற்று. நான் எதையெல்லாம் கேட்க விரும்பினேனோ அதை அனைத்தையும் நீ எனக்கு சொன்னாய் என்று ராமானந்தராயை புகழும்பொழுது அவர் சொல்கிறார், உண்மையில் எனக்கு எந்த ஞானமும் கிடையாது, நீதான் எனக்கு அனைத்து ஞானங்களையும் வழங்கினாய். இப்பொழுது மீண்டும் நான் அதை திருப்பி உனக்கு சொல்கிறேன். எவ்வாறு சமுத்திரத்திலிருந்து ஒரு மேகம் நீரை எடுத்துக்கொண்டு போய் மீண்டும் சமுத்திரத்தில் பொழியுமோ அதே விதத்தில் ராமானந்தராய் மகாபிரபு கொடுத்த அதே ஞானத்தை திரும்ப அவருக்கு கொடுத்தார் என்று கிருஷ்ணதாஸ் கவிராஜ் கோஸ்வாமி கூறுகிறார்.
12th quality is buddhiman. Krishna is highly intelligent. Now, what's the difference between supanditya and buddhiman? Panditya means knowledge, having knowledge. But buddhiman means having intelligence. With intelligence, you acquire knowledge. Right? Intelligence is that faculty within us that helps us acquire knowledge. Just like eye is that faculty within us that helps us see things. Right? Similarly, intelligence is that faculty that helps us acquire knowledge, and Krishna's intelligence is very refined, very high. And this intelligence also has two aspects. One is Medhavi, second is Sukshmadhihi. Medhavi means one who has sharp memory, one has great ability to absorb knowledge very quickly. That is called Medhavi. Second is Sukshmadhihi, one who has fine discretion to discern things. Subtle points also he can understand. Sukshma, Dhi. See, intelligence is very sukshma, very, very small, minute things also, sensitive things also he can discern very minutely. So, intelligence that can immediately enter into the heart of the situation and figure out what is the best solution for this problem. Or easily figure out what this person meant, what's there in his heart, that requires very refined intelligence. Therefore, Krishna is Buddhiman. Hanuman also is Buddhiman. But Krishna is the greatest Buddhiman of all Buddhimans. Yeah.
அடுத்த குணமாக புத்திமான், அதாவது புத்தி கூர்மை கொண்டவர். நாம் அறிவு புத்தி இரண்டு விதமாக புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். அறிவு என்பது ஞானம், ஆனால் அதை சேகரித்துக் கொள்வது நமது புத்தியின் மூலமாக. எந்த அளவுக்கு நமக்கு புத்தி கூர்மை இருக்குமோ அந்த அளவுக்கு நாம் அறிவை சேகரிக்கிறோம். எவ்வாறு கண்ணை கொண்டு பார்க்கிறோமோ அதே போல புத்தியை கொண்டு நாம் ஞானத்தை பெறுகிறோம். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவான் அனைத்து புத்திகளையும் புத்தி கூர்மையும் கொண்டவர் என்று கூறப்படுகிறது. இந்த புத்தியில் 2 கிளைகள் உள்ளன. ஒன்று ஞாபக சக்தி, பார்க்கக்கூடிய கேட்கக்கூடிய அனைத்து ஞானங்களையும் நினைவில் வைத்துக் கொள்ளக்கூடிய சக்தி, அது மேதாவி என்பதாகும். அடுத்தது சூக்ஷ்மதீகி, அதாவது கூர்மையான புத்தி கொண்டவர். அனைத்தையும் எது சரி எது தவறு என்பதை வெகு நுணுக்கமாக புரிந்து கொள்ளக்கூடியவர். ஒரு பிரச்சனையை அனைத்து கோணங்களிலும் அணுகி அதற்கான சரியான தீர்வை காணக்கூடியவர். மற்றும் ஒருவர் ஒரு விஷயத்தை சொன்னால் இவர் உண்மையில் எதை சொல்கிறார் என்று அந்த வார்த்தைகளுக்கு பின்னால் போய் அவருடைய மனத்தில் என்ன இருக்கிறது என்பதை கிரகித்துக் கொள்ளக்கூடிய தன்மை, இந்த அனைத்தும் பகவானிடம் இருக்கிறது. எனவே அவர் புத்திமான் என்று கூறப்படுகிறார்.
An example of Medhavi. Medhavi means one who can grasp things faster, one who has great memory. Example is, in 64 days, Krishna became Chatushashti Kala Prapurna. He became master in 64 arts. From Sandipan he has learnt everything in 64 days. That's an example of Krishna's being Medhavi. Then second is Sukshmadhihi. Sukshmadhi means having very, very fine discretion. Once 2 armies attacked Mathura city simultaneously. One is Kalayavana's army. Kalayavana came to attack Mathura with 3 crore soldiers, 30 million soldiers. Then simultaneously Jarasandha was also planning to attack Mathura with 23 Akshohinis of soldiers. Both of them can come at any moment. So then Krishna applied his Sukshmadhihi, very refined intelligence, fine discretion. What is the best way to handle these 2 forces? Not so difficult. With physical strength he can handle things. But every time you don't have to use your physical strength only. You have to use your fine, refined intelligence also. Anyways, when so many demons are coming and attacking Mathura city, they could even encroach upon Vrindavan and harm Vrajavasis. Right? Therefore, I need to divert all these demonic people attacking Mathura city towards some other place which is far, far from Vrindavan. Right? It's not that Krishna erected this Dwarka fort just because he's unable to protect Mathura. He wanted to protect Vrajavasis. He wanted to increase distance between him, his base station, and Vrindavan, so that people don't attack Vrindavan unnecessarily. So Krishna thought, my first job is to relocate all the Mathuravasis to a safe place. Then he immediately erected a fort through the help of heavenly architect Vishwakarma. He immediately erected a fort called Dwaraka Fort on the Kushasthali Dvipa. in the middle of the ocean. Then he immediately relocated all the Mathuravasis to that new palace, new kingdom basically, not palace. So they were sleeping in the night in Mathura. When they got up, they found themselves in Dwarka. Not that they were traveling in train. They disappeared from here, they appeared there. So after that, Krishna, within the vicinity of this Kalayavana, who first approached Mathura, I think Jarasandha is still little far. He's about to come. So meanwhile, he came with his 30 million soldiers, our Kalayavana. Then Krishna came out of Mathura city. While Kalayavana is watching, Krishna gave sufficient hints to Kalayavana to reveal that the person who is running from Mathura is Krishna only. Because Kalayavana heard about Krishna, how Krishna looks like. Kalayavana and Krishna never met. They never saw each other. Of course, Krishna can see, but Kalayavana never saw Krishna. But he has heard from Narada Muni, Krishna wears yellow dhoti, Krishna is blue in color, Krishna is looking very nice, he just Suramyangaha, Ruchira, he spoke all these qualities, and Kalayavana registered these qualities, and he found all the qualities in the young man who is running away from Mathura. Then Kalayavana started chasing him. Then Krishna took Kalayavana all the way to Muchukunda's cave and made Muchukunda kill Kalayavana. Why is it so? Because Kalayavana's dynasty had a special benediction from Shiva. Anyone who is born in the dynasty of Yadus cannot kill you. So Krishna is a Yadu. Of course, Krishna did not follow the protocols and policies set by some benedictions of some devatas like Brahma or Shiva, but he respects them. So how can I kill Kalayavana without compromising on the benediction given by Lord Shiva? Then he thought one person is sleeping there. Muchukunda is sleeping there. He had a bone. When he opens his eyes, whoever disturbs his sleep, he will be burned to ashes. So now, just by doing this one little act, Krishna erected Dwaraka fort. Krishna protected Vrajavasis from future attacks of demoniac people. Krishna woke up Muchukunda. Krishna killed Kalayavana. Krishna respected the respected the benediction given by Lord Shiva. See, I just counted 5. There could be many more finer nuances. How intelligent Krishna is. He had that fine discretion to just understand, just by this one move, I can fulfill these 5 purposes, or many more also. Right? And Krishna came back and killed all the 30 million soldiers. It's not that he did not have the capacity. He could have killed them there itself, but he wanted to accomplish many purposes. Yeah.
கிருஷ்ணர் மேதாவி என்பதற்கு உதாரணமாக, மேதாவி என்றால் விஷயங்களை வேகமாக கிரகித்து கொண்டு நினைவில் வைத்துக் கொள்ளக்கூடியவர். அந்த விதமாக சாந்திப்பனி ஆசிரமத்தில் 64 கலைகளையும் 64 நாட்களில் அவர் தேர்ந்தார். அதே போல அவர் புத்தி கூர்மை உள்ளவர். சூக்ஷ்மதி என்பதற்கு உதாரணமாக, ஒரே சமயத்தில் காளையவனனும் ஜராசந்தனும் மதுராவை தாக்குகிறார்கள். அப்பொழுது முதலில் வந்து சேர்ந்தவன் காளையவனன். அதற்கு முன்னால் பகவான் யோசிக்கிறார், மிக பெரும் படைகளோடு இவர்கள் வருகிறார்கள், இதன் காரணமாக பிருந்தாவனத்திற்கு ஏதாவது தீங்கு வரக்கூடும், எனவே இவர்களை எவ்வளவு தூரம் முடியுமோ அவ்வளவு தூரம் பிருந்தாவனத்திற்கு அப்பால் கொண்டு செல்ல வேண்டும் என்ற நோக்கத்தோடு துவாரகை என்ற கோட்டையை அமைக்கிறார். ஒரே இரவுக்குள் மதுராவில் இருந்த மக்கள் அனைவரையும் துவாரகைக்கு மாற்றுகிறார். அதன் பிறகு காளையவனன் படைகள் வந்து சேர்ந்தவுடன் இன்னும் ஜராசந்தன் வருவதற்கு சில காலம் ஆகும். எனவே அவர் கோட்டையிலிருந்து வெளியில் வருகிறார். வெளியில் வரும்பொழுதே தான் கிருஷ்ணர் என்று காளையவனன் அடையாளம் கண்டுகொள்ளும் விதமாக பலவிதமான சமிக்ஞைகளை தருகிறார். ஏனென்றால் காளையவனன் முன்பு கிருஷ்ணரை பார்த்ததில்லை. நாரத முனிவர் என்ன அடையாளங்களை சொன்னாரோ அவற்றை பகவான் வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார். அதன் பிறகு காளையவனன் அவர் பின்னால் செல்லும்பொழுது நேராக குகைக்குள் முச்சுகுந்த சக்கரவர்த்தி உறங்கும் இடத்திற்கு சென்று தான் அவனை கொல்லாமல் முச்சுகுந்த சக்கரவர்த்தியின் மூலமாக அவனுடைய மரணத்தை உண்டாக்கிறார். ஏனென்றால் காளையவனனுக்கு சிவபெருமானுடைய ஒரு வரம் இருக்கிறது, அவன் எது வம்சத்தினரால் கொல்லப்பட மாட்டான் என்று. அதே போல முச்சுகுந்த சக்கரவர்த்திக்கு ஒரு வரம் இருக்கிறது, அவர் கண்ணை திறந்து பார்க்கும்போது யார் அவர் தூக்கத்தை கெடுத்தாரோ அவர் உடனே எரிந்து போவார் என்று. இந்த விதமாக யாருடைய சாபத்தையும், பகவானுக்கு எந்த விதமான சாபமும் வரமும் அவரை கட்டுப்படுத்தாது. இருந்தாலும் கூட அவற்றுக்கு மதிப்பு கொடுத்து பகவான் பல சாதனைகளை ஒரே சமயத்தில் சாதிக்கிறார். யாருடைய வரங்களுக்கும் பங்கம் வராமல் பார்த்து கொள்கிறார். காளையவனனையும் அழிக்கிறார், முச்சுகுந்தனையும் வீழ்த்து கொள்ள செய்கிறார், பிருந்தாவனத்தை காப்பாற்றுகிறார், துவாரகை கோட்டையை வருங்காலத்திற்காக நிர்மாணிக்கிறார். இதை போல பலவிதமான நோக்கங்களை ஒரே சமயத்தில் பகவான் நிறைவேற்றுகிறார். பிறகு திரும்பி வந்து காளைவனுடைய படைகளை முழுமையாக அழித்தும் செய்கிறார். எனவே அவருக்கு உடல் பலம் குறைவு என்பதல்ல, ஆனாலும் புத்தி கூர்மையை இந்த மாதிரி சில செயல்களில் அவர் நமக்கு வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார்.
13th quality is pratibhanvitaha. Krishna is genius. Genius means he manifests so many ideas with great novelty. Novel manifestation of ideas immediately, on the spot. Right? He can find out very good solutions. Not that he will just go and prepare for 1 hour and 2 hours and then do some rehearsals and then present. He can, novel manifestation of ideas can happen very spontaneously for him. Then 14th quality is vidagdha. He's very artistic. There are unlimited examples. One thing that we can immediately recollect is Barha Pidam Natavarapuhu Karnayor Karnikaram Bibhradvasah Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayantim Chamalam Randhran Venoradhara Sudhaya Purayan Gopa Vrindai Vrindaranyam Swapadarabadam Pravishad Gita Kirtihi. There Acharyas describe that Krishna decorated himself very artistically, putting a karnika flower next to his ears and other different decorations on his body. So he looked like a drama artist, artistic dancer moving on the street, wearing yellow dhoti, blue color, peacock feather on the head, playing flute. You can't find people moving around on the street like that. He's a pakka drama artist. He looks like that. Then even Brahma says, Naumidyate bravapushe taditambaraya gunjavatam saparipichhala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavalavetra vishana venu lakshmashriye mrudupade pashupangajaya. So Naumi idyate abravapushe. Krishna, you have body like that of a monsoon cloud. Tadit ambaraya, your cloth is like lightning. Gunjavatamsa, you wear gunjamala. Paripichala sanmukhaya, your face is resplendent with this beautiful shining rainbow like peacock feather. Vanyasraje, you wear forest flower garlands. Kavala, curd rice in your hands. Morning we were hearing, with pickle in between. Kavala vetra, a small stick to control the cows, which Krishna will never use only. Vetra, Vishana Venu, with a simple flute. All this is like artistic aspects of Krishna's cowhead boy form in Vrindavan, Gopal form in Vrindavan. And his dance on Kaliya's hoods is very artistic. On a slippery stage, on a cold stage, which is trying to devour him and bite him and kill him, Krishna is perfectly dancing with perfect harmony, while matching his beats with the Gandharvas and Apsaras who are just playing musical instruments upstairs from the clouds. So the snake's body is very cold, very slippery, and this snake is trying to bite Krishna, but Krishna's dance is very, very nice. So that is artistic nature of Krishna.
13வது குணம் பிரதிபான்விதா, அதாவது மிகச் சிறந்த உன்னதமான அறிவை கொண்டவர், புது புது விஷயங்களையும் திறம்பட உடனடியாக செய்து காட்டக்கூடியவர், அது பிரதிபான்விதாக. அடுத்தது விதக்தா, அதாவது கலை உணர்ச்சி கொண்டவர். அது அந்த கலை உணர்ச்சி முழுமையாக பிருந்தாவன லீலைகளில் வெளிப்படுகிறது. அது பலவிதமான ஸ்லோகங்களால் பகவான் புகழ்ந்து பாடப்படுகிறார். தன்னைத்தானே அற்புதமாக அவர் அலங்கரித்துக் கொள்கிறார். நீல நிற சரீரத்தை கொண்டிருக்கிறார், மஞ்சள் நிற உடையை அணிந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார், வனமாலைகளால் தன்னை அலங்கரித்துக் கொள்கிறார், தலையில் அழகான மயில் தோகையை வைத்து அலங்கரித்துக் கொள்கிறார், மிக அழகாக நடனமாடுகிறார், கையில் புல்லாங்குழலை வைத்துக்கொண்டு அவர் தெருக்களில் வரும்பொழுது ஒரு நடன கலைஞரை போல அனைவருடைய கவனங்களையும் ஈர்க்கிறார். இந்த விஷயங்களை பிரம்மதேவரும் மிகவும் புகழ்ந்து பாடுகிறார். அடுத்ததாக காளியாவின் தலையின் மேல் நடனமாடுகிறார். காளியாவின் தலை, பாம்பின் தலை பொதுவாக குளிர்ச்சியானது, வழுக்கும் தன்மை கொண்டது. அதுவும் அவர் தன்னுடைய அனைத்து தலைகள் மூலமாகவும் பகவானை கொத்தவும் முயற்சி செய்கிறார். இவ்வாறு அசையக்கூடிய அந்த மேடையின் மேல் பகவான் மிக அற்புதமாக தாண்டவமாடுகிறார். மேலிருக்கக்கூடிய கந்தர்வர்களும் அப்சரசுகளும் பலவிதமான வாத்திய கருவிகளை வாசிக்கும் பொழுது அந்த ஒலிக்கு இசைந்து இந்த காளியாவின் தலையின் மேல் அவர் நடனமாடுகிறார். இந்த விதமாக அவர் தன்னுடைய கலை திறமைகளையும் வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார்.
15th quality is Chatura. Krishna is very clever. Example given is Vrikasur. So when Vrikasur was trying to keep his hand on Shiva's head to burn him to ashes, after having received a boon from Shiva only, so the Lord expertly came, intervened, and protected Shiva by bewildering the mind of Vrikasur. He said, Shiva's boons don't work, don't worry. I assure you, keep your hand on your head, nothing will happen. And that fellow is completely bewildered that he actually kept his head on his head, hand on his head, and he was burned to ashes. Krishna is very clever. Yeah. Yes, bro.
சத்துரா அதாவது திறமையாக செயல்படக்கூடியவர். இதற்கு உதாரணமாக அர்க்காசுரனுடைய வதத்தை பார்க்கலாம். அர்க்காசுரன் சிவபெருமானிடமே வரம் பெற்று சிவபெருமான் மேலேயே அதை சோதித்து பார்க்க விரும்புகிறான். யார் தலையில் கை வைத்தாலும் அவர் இறந்து போக வேண்டும் என்றால் அவன் சிவன் தலையில் கையை வைத்து அதை சோதித்து பார்க்க விரும்பும் பொழுது சிவபெருமான் ஓடி வருகிறார். அப்பொழுது எதிரில் பகவான் ஒரு பிராமண சிறுவன் வேஷத்தை தாங்கிக் கொண்டு அந்த அர்க்காசுரனிடம் பேசுகிறார் மிக திறமையாக. சிவபெருமானுடைய வரங்கள் பொதுவாக வேலை செய்யாது, நீ சோதித்துப்பார், உன் தலையில் நீ கை வைத்துப்பார், அது நிச்சயமாக வேலை செய்யாது, உனக்கே தெரியும் என்று அவர் சொன்ன பொழுது அவன் அதில் மயங்கி போய் தன் தலையில் கை வைத்து கொண்டு இறந்து போகிறான். இந்த விதத்தில் பகவான் தன்னுடைய திறமையை வெளிப்படுத்துகிறார்.
16th quality is Daksha. Daksha means expert. Expert means one who can quickly do what is very difficult to do. Difficult things many people can't do. Even if somebody happens to do difficult things, they will take a lot of time. But Krishna will do difficult things very quickly. Therefore, it's called Daksha. So he killed Murasur. He killed Murasur and Narakasur. And he did rasa dance. So all these are examples of Krishna's dakshata. Yes, bro.
அவருடைய அடுத்த குணம் தக்ஷா என்பது எந்த காரியத்தையும் மிக எளிமையாக திறமையாக செய்து முடிக்கக்கூடியவர் என்பது. இதற்கு உதாரணமாக நரகாசுர வதத்தின் பொழுது அந்த முரா என்னும் அசுரனையும் நரகாசுரனையும் மிக திறமையாக பலவிதமான தடங்கல்களை கடந்து கொன்று முடிக்கிறார்.
So we did 16 qualities, morning 8 and evening 8. There is no end to elaborate each quality, but last about 20 minutes we have. I want to use it for questions, if you have any questions or comments. Morning also some devotees had some questions. Mataji. Prabhu, you can circulate the mic.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very really Shravana Utsava going on here. Regarding snakes, generally Kaliya is very envious. People we talk, snakes are always envious. But Nagapatnis are devotees of, they are also snakes, but they are devotees. Do we really find snakes in the mode of goodness?
Snakes beyond mode of goodness. Anantasesh.
Yeah, Anantasesh is an exception.
Different. Yeah.
But in general, when we see snakes, everybody is scared and they try to kill generally.
How Nagapatnis became such great devotees, I don't remember reading anything. Maharaj, you know anything? How Nagapatnis became great devotees? While Kaliya is a poisonous snake, envious snake. Okay, fine. I don't know, bro. I don't know how Nagapatnis became great devotees, but we know their prayers, they are very pure devotional. Nanaka prishtam nacha parameshtam. So we relish prayers more than finding out their background. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhu. From this session, we were speaking about sensitive, pleasing speech.
However, depending on the circumstances, if pleasant speech doesn't work, sometimes he may have to speak in an agitating tone. Although Krishna said, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat, The very first words that Krishna spoke to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita are Klaibyam masmagamaha partha naitatvai upapadyate kshudram hridayatodbalyam tyaktva uttishta parantapa. He began like that. Only one statement he made in first chapter. Arjuna, here are the armies, that's all. But the first words, full shloka came out of Krishna's mouth is a very agitating speech, a very harsh speech. Generally, a Kshatriya would find it very disrespectful, impotent, calling Arjuna is impotent and weakness of heart. All these are like very, very harsh speech, right? But why did Krishna do so? 17th chapter, his teachings are like Anudvega Karam Vakyam. Second chapter, he began with harsh speech. So the intention is pure. So if you read the commentaries of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur Baldev Vidyabhushan Acharyas to that Anudvega Karam Vakyam shloka, they write that it is the right of a parent to chastise a child. It is the right of a teacher to scold a student, because by default, parents and teachers are supposed to be well-wishers of their dependents. So every time they can't speak in a very pleasant tone. When the children or when the students are not up to the mark, they're very mischievous, they're very naughty. They're now unable to understand when things are spoken politely and lovingly. So sometimes some strong speech is required. Sometimes some agitating speech is required, but with a well-wishing intent. So how far should we or when can we compromise on pleasantness of speech or politeness or gentleness of speech while keeping intentions pure? It depends on the intimacy that we have with the other person. If we are intimately connected to each other, even if sometimes if you speak little in an irritating tone or whatever, irritable tone, other person will not misunderstand you. Then you can be little free in your expression, circumstantially. And even if it happens later, you can go and clarify. Right? However, in all general circumstances, general dealings with other people, so we need to be polite. Definitely with good intentions. Right? But if the focus goes only on training oneself to speak politely without cultivating that pleasing intention and right intention in the heart, eventually one can become little hypocritical also. All the call center people and different people, customer care people, they speak very, very politely. They are personification of Anudvega Karam Vakyam, Satyam Prihitam Chayat. Satyam we don't know, Prihitam we don't know, but Anudvega Karam Vakyam we can learn a lot from them. Even small thing they say, sorry sir, thank you sir, welcome. So they say a lot. We can learn a lot of etiquette related things from them as far as expression is concerned. But behind the expression there is an emotion. So Vaishnava culture teaches us to purify our emotions. Of course, purify expressions also and actions also. But focus only on expressions and actions without cultivating the right intentions can make one little duplicitous. So while cultivating the right expression and right action, we should strive to cultivate the right emotion. Make sense, Mataji?
I had a question from the first session, Prabhu. There's 50 qualities. The jivas also exhibit to a little bit quantity. So does this mean that every jiva has this 50 qualities in a minute amount, or they can have lesser qualities also? Lesser number of qualities.
They can have lesser number. It depends on the how pure the jiva is. Depending on the purity of consciousness, the jiva has the potential to develop these 50 qualities. The potential is maximum 50 qualities. That too to some degree, not complete degree. But depending on the jiva's use of one's minute independence, one will be able to develop and demonstrate these qualities. So it's not that every single jiva will be able to demonstrate all these 50 qualities. Even if few are there, that is more than sufficient. Actually, the character-related things that we need to strive to cultivate, the physical things, like bali on strength and vayasanvitaha, definitely a conditioned jiva cannot be vayasanvitaha with this material body. So some are difficult, but some we can strive to cultivate.
different for the Jivas and the Lord? And does that also apply for Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu also? The Krishna's exhibition of qualities is more than Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, those extra qualities.
If I got the question right, can you say it again, Mataji?
Prabhuji, it was mentioned the intensity of qualities or the amount of qualities displayed is less for Jivas, but it is maximum for Lord Krishna. So does that variation in intensity also apply for Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna and Lord
Yes.
Shiva and Lord Krishna?
Yes. Now, quality number 51 to 55, Lord Shiva exhibits these qualities. But those same qualities Krishna can exhibit to a better extent. Quality number 56 to 60, Lord Vishnu exhibits. But the same qualities Krishna can exhibit in a much, much better manner. And last four qualities, 61 to 64, only Krishna exhibits, no one else exhibits. Any other question?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, this quality pratibhavita
Pratibhanvita.
and daksha. So one meaning we heard was genius and other is expert. It sounds synonymous, Prabhu.
Many are synonymous. Many qualities are synonymous, but the precise definition there, when you say daksha, expert, the definition given there is kshiprakari yastam daksham parichakshate. Doing very, very difficult things very quickly is dakshata, is expertness. Now, pratibhanvita is genius. The definition is immediate novel manifestation of ideas. It's ideas. Pratibha is idea. It's not execution, it's the idea part, thought. So immediately he's very, very expert or genius in generating novel ideas quickly, spontaneously. Anything else? Of course, there is overlap. We don't have to look for very, very precise definitions, and we will forget also very easily. Even after reading and writing and speaking, we'll forget. There are finer differences, but there are some subtle differences. Yes, next question.
In the morning session, we were discussing that how if we meditate on these qualities, Krishna's qualities, and then we discussed the benefits of that. So, what do we mean by meditation on these qualities? Like, how do I meditate on these qualities?
We think of how merciful Krishna is. How merciful Krishna is towards Putana. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jighamsaya payayadapya sadhvi lebhe gatim dhatruchitam tatonyam kamvadayalum sharanam vrajema. How can Krishna give the position of a motherly nurse to a demoness witch who employed black arts to transform her form with a malicious intention and give poisonous milk to Krishna? So you can meditate a lot on Putana's episode just to appreciate Krishna's mercy. Kaviraj Goswami writes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, if at all you have some inclination to analyze things and understand things logically, apply that proclivity to analyze Krishna's inconceivable mercy, Mahaprabhu's inconceivable mercy. You'll be Babe Chamatkar, you'll be wondering, right? So basically, analyzing, meditating on, thinking deeply about Krishna's qualities like compassion or other qualities like pleasing speech, and trying to reflect on various instances in our scriptures where Krishna demonstrated these qualities, how Krishna was merciful even to Indra in forgiving him and accommodating him despite his offenses, how Krishna was hiding his hard work to make Vrajavasis feel that he did not exert himself so much to protect them. So we were discussing briefly in Govardhan episode. So reflecting on Krishna's qualities, going deep into it, is the meditation that will help us imbibe his character, that will help us appreciate his character and then come closer to him. Just like, WASP, when it meditates on a butterfly, it will become butterfly, right? Not that when we meditate on Krishna, we'll become Krishna, but when we meditate on Krishna and Krishna's qualities, we'll come closer to him. One little kid was asking in our online classes, Prabhu, Bharat Maharaj thought about a deer and he became a deer. At the time of death, Bharat thought about a deer and he became a deer. If we think about Krishna, will we become Krishna? That's her question. We'll not become Krishna, we'll become Krishnas. Okay.
Prabhuji, just thank you for that clarification, Prabhu. So one more point which comes to my mind is like when we see some people who may be exhibiting one of these qualities to a very great extent, like somebody who's a genius or an expert or very pleasant in speaking, and if from there we pick up and we start thinking that, okay, so if this Jivatma can exhibit so much, so how amazing Krishna would be. So such type of meditation would also be okay.
That's what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam srimadhurjitameva va tattadeva vagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. You see anything great or beautiful or grand in this world and understand that mama tejo amsha sambhavam. It is just a spark of Krishna's splendor, how beautiful Krishna is. So that's a wonderful meditation. However, there could be a problem with that. So sometimes we may think that, oh, this person is so pleasant, polite, gentle, loving, caring, concerned. I never saw Krishna, right? Instead of extrapolating and then thinking that, okay, Krishna must be having more and then imagining more, let me have a friendship with this person. Sometimes people may exhibit certain good qualities because they are in mode of goodness. They are in sattva guna. But any good quality which has sattva guna as their foundation may not sustain for a longer time, because in this world there is no pure sattva guna, that is always tinged with rajogun and tamogun. So even if somebody is in sattva guna, if he is not practicing bhakti, if he is not following spiritual culture, because of inevitable association with other material modes, one may step down from sattvagun to rajogun to tamogun, or may just go back to sattvagun. It's always on modes, right? But if that person who manages to come to sattvagun, if he takes to the path of bhakti, then eventually he'll become nirgun. But sometimes when an immature sadhaka may think that outside people who are not practicing bhakti, they are more gentle, they are more polite, they are more loving, they are more caring, they are more personal. But sometimes devotees become impersonal, they become very harsh, they become very rude, they are not very polite, they are not very gentle. We may start seeing good qualities in others, but sometimes sadhaka may not exhibit those good qualities. But because the sadhaka has bhakti, eventually the sadhaka will manifest good qualities. The answer is, yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha harav abhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathena sati dhavato bahi. Harav abhaktasya, without bhakti, what mahadguna someone can exhibit? Even if they exhibit their temporary manifestation of their sattva guna, which is subjected to be transformed or contaminated because of rajogun and tamogun. So we should definitely appreciate them. That's good. Even if there's a shining diamond on a snake's hood, we appreciate it shining. But this is a snake, right? Therefore, let's not be careful. Let's not associate. That's what Rupa Goswami very strictly says. All these 6 loving exchanges, what are they? Datati pratigrahanati guhyamakhyati prachiti bhunkte bhojete cheva. They must be done with devotees only. Even if devotee is not up to the mark, at least he is on the path of bhakti, it's better to have 6 loving exchanges with them. But if you have 6 loving exchanges with those who are not practicing bhakti, emotional bonding will increase. That will increase pumsa, what is that? Hridaya granthi more. Will be plunged into Maya more. Does it make sense, Mother? No translation, Prabhu. Sorry. We completely forgot. One more, Mataji's.
Hare Krishna. So, here, Prabhuji, last session. So, actually, my question is there: why cow is very dear to Lord? Because they have some specific qualities. They give in milk, those who nourish our mind for devotion. Or, yeah, please, little bit.
Is it a part of Krishna's 64 qualities?
You discussed in a previous session.
Oh, really? Anyways, cows are dear to Krishna. His name is Gopal. His name is Govinda. His abode is Goloka. His favorite pastime spot is Govardhan. Everything is starting with go, go, go. So cows are dear to Krishna. I can't immediately recollect any specific Shastric statement at this moment. Maharaj, you would like to comment on it? Any mention about cows being dear to Krishna? Why?
That's Krishna's individual choice. Once Prabhupada said he likes peacock feather. Why? Because he likes it. Just like you like, many people like dogs, Krishna likes cows.
Okay.
There can be many explanations. Cow that in the material world is in the mode of goodness. Only animal is in the mode of goodness. And whatever comes out from cows is pure, including his stool and urine. So it's very pure. It's in the mode of goodness. That's the best thing should be offered to the Lord, and best thing is dear to Krishna. That's the way we can see from sadhaka point of view. And Krishna is a cowherd boy. That is eternal constitutional position. Just like our constitutional position, we are servant of Krishna, and Krishna chooses to be a cowherd boy. So cowherd boy means he should be with the cows. So eternally he is with the cows because he's a cowherd boy. And he stays in Goloka Vrindavan, it's the abode of the cows. So that's his eternal position. Hare Krishna.
Marriage.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This 50 qualities which Jiva possess, the material world in minute or whatever fragmental. What about the Nitya Siddhas in spiritual world? I mean, do they possess this 50 qualities or beyond that? And if it is 50, the degree?
Degree is definitely way greater than an ordinary jiva because they are Nitya Siddha Parshadas of Krishna. They possess up to 50, but there are some qualities from 51 to 60 where Shiva had to do something, Vishnu had to do something. For example, one of the qualities is to be the origin of millions of universes, millions of Brahmandas, right? I mean, a Nitya Siddha devotee living in Goloka or Vaikuntha need not be origin of material universes. That quality is not relevant only. Right? So whatever is relevant to serve Krishna, those qualities devotees possess. If that is the service that the Lord wants a jiva to empower, that's a different thing. But the Lord himself has expansion as Mahavishnu. He will do the needful. Right? Why he has to have a Nitya Siddha sit there when Mahavishnu is directly sitting there to do that activity? So, in short, answer to your question is, whatever the Nitya Siddha devotee requires to serve Krishna, that Nitya Siddha devotee is endowed with all those good qualities. Yes,
It's not that these are the qualities mentioned by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion. These are specific qualities, but Krishna has unlimited qualities. It's not that Krishna only 64 qualities. Krishna has unlimited qualities. But these are the specified qualities mentioned by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So you cannot put things in boxes. We have a tendency in this material world to put in boxes. So qualities cannot be put into boxes. So these are the ideas given. Just like Radharani has 25 qualities. Then Radharani is the topmost devotee. Vaishnava has 26 qualities. That is also mentioned. So then Radharani is inferior devotee. She is the best devotee. This is the internal potency, non-different from Krishna, but her qualities are 25. Okay, so this number, don't be carried away by this number. Focus on the qualities. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one more question. This quality number 9 and 10. 9 is one who talks very pleasingly. And the 10th one you said fluent are two category. Pleasing to hear. I just want to understand the difference.
That's what. There is an overlap. There is an overlap in some qualities. There are some finer nuances also. So let's not try to bifurcate them completely strictly. If this is exhibited in this quality means that should not reflect again. Same past time we gave an example to multiple qualities also. So don't worry about it.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you told to cultivate pleasant heart. To cultivate pleasant heart, we know we have a lot of anarthas like envy, false ego, like everything is there. Like, how do I develop pleasant heart?
One way is to associate with those who have pleasant heart. Secondly, read the descriptions of devotees from Srimad Bhagavatam and many other Vaishnava literatures, where devotees who are having pleasant heart are nicely described and analyzed by the acharyas. For example, Suniti. Suniti is one wonderful character who comes in the fourth canto. Only few verses of description is there about her, but brilliant description. How she was taking only good in the harsh words spoken by Suruchi. How she was not having any grudge or any envy or any hatred or any negativity towards Suruchi or Uttanapad. She's only lamenting for her own misfortune, considering it as a reaction to her own past misdeeds and teaching the same thing to Dhruva and taking shelter of Krishna and directing her son also to take shelter of Krishna with absolutely no negativity. You just meditate on her qualities. You'll develop that quality. So any quality we don't have, we can develop it by associating with devotee who has the quality, either directly, personally associating or associating through sound vibration. The more we discuss about Ambarish Maharaj, the more we discuss about Prithu Maharaj, the more we discuss about Parikshit Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, or many other great personalities in Bhagavatam, the more we become like them. The more we imbibe their character. The more we meditate on the activities and prayers of Prahalad Maharaj, the more is the possibility of we following in their footsteps, we developing an aspiration to follow in their footsteps. So regular discussion, regularly hearing Harikatha, Vaishnava Katha will create wonders.
Second question, Prabhu. As a devotee, we also have to strive to cultivate this quality. You told this, Prabhu. So, but in a lot of lectures I've heard, and from the devotees also I've heard this. So you don't have to focus on or strive to focus on the quality. Rather, you cultivate bhakti. This bhakti itself will take you to develop this quality. How to understand this?
Yes, very good question. A supporting reference to your question is Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha. Just by doing akinchana bhakti, following the practice of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, automatically all great qualities that are present even in the Devatas also will manifest in the personality of a sadhaka, a devotee. So, practice bhakti, cultivate these good qualities. Automatically develop these good qualities like gratitude, compassion, humility, tolerance, respecting others, freedom from false prestige, right? But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. One who has humility, one who has tolerance. Humility means not humility like blade of grass. Humility more than a blade of grass. And Prabhupada goes one step ahead. And he says, not humility more than a blade of grass, humility more than the straw on the street. At least blade of grass is still alive, green, connected to the ground, grounded. But a straw on the street is not even connected to the ground. It's totally neglected. It is lifeless, lying on the street. Be more humble than that, right? More humble than straw on the street. Then tolerance, more tolerant than a tree. Then, see, tree has no other option. Tree has to tolerate. Whatever rain comes, whatever wind comes, a tree has to tolerate. But a devotee, despite having a choice to retaliate, the devotee will choose to tolerate. That's why Tranadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna, not Taroriva Sahishnuna. Of course, Taroriva is also mentioned in some versions. But one step ahead is Tarorapi, even more than a tree. So then respecting others, not expecting respect from others. If we strive to cultivate these qualities, we will be able to chant the holy names of Krishna. But one explanation given by the Acharyas is, if you chant the holy names of Krishna, you will cultivate these qualities. Another explanation is, if you cultivate these qualities, you will be able to chant. So they support each other. You chant, you become more humble. You become humble, you can chant better. So they help us. They help each other. So you want proof, more past time proof, not just sloka proof. I give sloka proofs. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Vasudeva leper. Mahaprabhu embraced Vasudeva leper, and all the leprosy is gone. Mahaprabhu became, the Vasudeva leper became a very handsome man with a well-built body, strong body. Then the immediate thought came to this Vasudeva's mind is, my dear Lord, I received this special mercy from you, special grace from you. Although you were going ahead in your South India Yatra, just for me you came back. Just to embrace me, you came back. This news will go viral and people will talk about it. Then secondly, you gave me this well-built body. I may become proud. So how can I protect myself from being a victim of pride, false pride? Please tell me. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you will not be proud, you will be humble, provided you chant the holy names of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu says, by chanting the holy names of Krishna, you will develop humility. Same Mahaprabhu in Adilila, when he was speaking to Suklambara Brahmachari, he explained the meaning of Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam Shloka. And after that he said, Tranadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtanaya Sadaharihi. He said that you cultivate these four qualities, then you will be able to chant. Right? So to Suklambar Brahmachari, Mahaprabhu says, cultivate humility, you will be able to chant. Then to Vasudeva leper, Mahaprabhu said, you chant, you will cultivate humility. Right? So what's the... And shlokas also we have. Now, by chanting the holy names of Krishna, we come out of that state of self-absorption, self-obsession. The conditioned soul has this quality of thinking of oneself to be the doer, performer, controller, Ishamani syndrome, then proprietor, master, enjoyer. So this mood conditioned soul has. Very self-obsessed, very self-absorbed, very self-righteous, very selfish. So for such a person to take someone else's name, Krishna, 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 multiple times, that takes the conditioned soul out of this mode of self-absorption and focus on Krishna, become more Krishna conscious and not self-conscious. Right? So that's by chanting the holy names of Krishna, we come out of this false ego and self-absorption. That's how chanting increases our humility. Opposite of humility is pride or arrogance, where one is self-centered. But opposite to that pride is humility, where we become not self-centered, but Krishna-centered or devotee-centered, or we are not self-obsessed, but we think of someone else. That is Krishna. Thus, chanting will definitely increase our humility. At the same time, in a humble state of mind, you can chant better. Prabhupada writes in the first canto, 8th chapter purports, it's not just chanting. It's the quality of feeling also. So, best chanting is done with a prayerful mood, a mood of dependence on Krishna. So, humility aids in our chanting. And chanting makes us humble. Thus, we need to strive to develop these good qualities. At the same time, we need to focus on the sadhana elements like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. They help each other to become overall a devotee nicely. If only Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam are sufficient, Krishna would not have given a big list of qualities in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavatam, Krishna would not have given big list of qualities that Vaishnavas are supposed to develop. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not have given big list of qualities that Vaishnavas are supposed to develop. So lot of emphasis is given in our Vaishnava scriptures to cultivate Vaishnava qualities also, apart from doing our sadhana. They both go hand in hand, right? So I am doing Shravanam Kirtanam, I am chanting extra rounds, I am reading Bhagavatam, I am learning shlokas, I am preaching. Humility will automatically come. Gratitude will automatically come. Compassion, of course, it automatically will come. So we need to strive to consciously cultivate these qualities also. Otherwise, our absorption in Shastric study or doing various services could also induce a sense of doership in us. If we don't consciously cultivate humility or consciously remind ourselves that we need to be humble. So apart from doing the 9 processes of bhakti, we also need to cultivate some good qualities that aid bhakti. Makes sense, Prabhu? Maharaj, you want to add?
When 26 qualities of Vaishnava are mentioned, the route to cultivate this quality is the one quality, Krishnaika Saranam. More we surrender to Krishna, the qualities will manifest. So it's not a automatic, and it depends on our practice of surrender. Bhakti, we'll do bhakti. Bhakti means what? Not the activities of bhakti, that is important, but also the intention behind that bhakti. It is the intent, not the content. We are so much into content, but intention has to be purified. So when we are surrendering means what? First is humility. That is the first step of surrender. And what is that humility means? Humility means accepting our constitutional position. That is called knowledge, that I am the servant of Krishna. That is the first step of surrender. And when we practice that, then we realize it. So you told now, one is practice, other is protecting. Vasudev leper was advised to protect his humility because already he is pure. So that humility will be protected when he practice. Just like a sadhaka, when he attains love of Godhead, still he continues to do sadhana. So in the same way, this applies to different levels of devotees. So those who are not having humility, he has to cultivate humility. And those who have humility, he has to protect the humility. So both are important. But the crux of the issue is that we have to surrender. Surrender means there are 6 symptoms of surrender. Daina, humility. Then Atmanivedan means surrendering everything for Krishna. It should be practiced. Everything belongs to Krishna. You can tell everything belongs to Krishna, but how we are practicing? Devotees ask. So how much money you are earning, how much you are giving to Krishna? There's a practical exhibition. We say, oh, everything belongs to Krishna anyway, what can you give to Krishna? That's not practice. Practice means you have to give. Charity is the dharma of a grihastha. So you are earning how much percentage you are giving it to Krishna. That's a practice. A brahmana gives 100%. Prabhupada expected 50%, but heart attack for the devotees, 25%, 25%, then 10%. Then I give another principle. You should give that amount of charity what pinches you, not attacks your heart, but pinches your heart. You have to go through the pain. Without pain, purification cannot come. This is the process. To cultivate humility is not so pleasant. It's sadhaka's life is painful life. But we have to go through that pain, then we can have healthy spiritual life. So process of surrender is also very painful. So giving everything to Krishna is not that easy. Then who will protect me? Krishna will protect me. Who will maintain me? Krishna will maintain me. And whatever is favorable, accept. Whatever is unfavorable, reject. These are the symptoms of surrender. And more we practice this, more we become devotee with wonderful qualities. So all these qualities will manifest depending on the level of our surrender. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So talking of humility, I have a question. So say when a millionaire behaves in an ordinary way, then we can say that the person is acting in a humble way. But when it comes to a sadhaka, so when we are seeing that the devotees at the level of Goswamis, when they have all the good qualities, and they have everything materially, say, take for the instance Raghunath Das Goswami, but in spite of all that, when they practice devotion in a humble way, then we can say that they are practicing humility. But when it comes to my own level, at a sadhaka stage, so when we are asked to practice humility, what is it that I need to practice? I really don't know, because I don't have so much of good qualities or anything, but still, what is there to practice humility here?
I heard this from Sachinandan Maharaj. You need to practice humility at 3 levels: physical level, mental level, and verbal level. On the level of body, we practice humility by offering obeisances to devotees and Krishna, of course, and also doing some menial services. That's the practice of humility on the physical plane, offering obeisances and doing menial services. And on the level of words, verbally, we practice humility by not boasting about our devotional accomplishments, not boasting or bragging about oneself, but actually speaking our shortcomings. Where we lack, we speak more about what we lack more than what we are or what we have. So that is on the verbal level. But these two, verbal level humility and physical level humility, are genuine only when the humility is there inside, at the level of heart. So this has again 2 aspects, at the level of heart or mind. That is repenting for all the mistakes we have done, genuinely repenting, honestly repenting for the mistakes we have done. Second is also repenting for our inability to practice devotional service, although the practice is gifted to us. We are given an opportunity to practice bhakti. We are given entry into this realm of Krishna consciousness. Still, I am lacking in my practice. Durdaiva midrishamiha jani na anuragaha. All the holy name of Krishna is pure, powerful, merciful, and accessible. My durdaivam, my misfortune is that I am unable to chant. Durdaiva midrishamiha jani na anuragaha. So we need to repent for that. Repent for one's inability to practice bhakti and thus get that ability by Krishna's grace. So this is practice of humility at 3 levels. Does it make sense? Maharaj, you want to say something more? We have your presence, Maharaj. I keep referring to you for more. Or any corrections also?
Prabhupada gives example of 2 humble devotees, Hanuman and Arjuna. So Arjuna didn't want to fight. He wanted to beg. It is people are so humble. King is becoming beggar. Right? But Krishna chastised him. It's not a symptom of humility, it's a symptom of pride. Then when Arjuna fought for Krishna, that is a symptom of humility. Humility means acting for the pleasure of the Lord. That is called humility. That is real humility. Just like Hanuman. Hanuman was a hero in Treta Yuga. And he became zero in Dapur Yuga. He became a flag. Right? He complained. Oh, in Treta Yuga, I fought, I was the hero, and you made me zero. In Treta Yuga, I was the actor, now I am the spectator. He never said like that. For Hanuman, doesn't matter whether he is hero or zero. His intention is, whatever pleases Lord Ram, he is ready to do. If Lord wants him to be a hero, he will become hero. And he became hero. And if Lord wants him to be a zero, he is ready to become zero. That is humility. Oh, I am so fallen, I am so fallen. That is also pride. That is not humility. Oh, I don't want to fight. It's intention that determines the quality of humility. Why you are doing it? It's not what you are doing. He gave what you are supposed to do. Very good examples. But behind that, why? Why you have to cultivate humility? Because that is the most pleasing quality to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna. So therefore, you have to cultivate that. And humility does not mean something you are not. Humility means what you are. Realizing that what you are. Who we are. Before speaking to Bhakti science, Mahaprabhu told Rupa Goswami about living entity. How many living entities? Unlimited number of living entities. Right? And we are one of them. And what is the size of the living entity? 1/10,000. Hare Krishna. So big size. How many living entities are there? Countless. And what is the size of each living entity? That is called humility. Humility comes from knowledge. So when you are in spiritual knowledge, naturally you will become humble. And another way to practice humility, always stay. Always stay in the association of great people. If you are in a village and you have built a nice house, you say, oh, see, I am great. I have the biggest house in the village. He becomes proud. He becomes proud. But when he goes to Dubai, New York City, he'll become proud. Naturally, he'll become humble. Just like another analogy, another example quickly. If you see a mountain from a distance, mountains looks very small. And you think, oh, my size, mountain size, looks same. Maybe I'm like mountain only. Why is feeling like that? Because he's far, far away from the mountain. So when that person starts walking towards the mountain, what will happen? Mountain will start appearing bigger and bigger, and he will start realizing his position as smaller and smaller. Size is the same, but perception is changing. Why? Because he is coming closer to the mountain. So Krishna is like the mountain. And when a jiva is far, far away from Krishna, he thinks, I am also Krishna. Why is thinking like that? Because he is far, far away from Krishna. But when through the process of bhakti, that jiva comes closer to Krishna, Krishna will start appearing greater and greater. And that jiva will start feeling his insignificant position. That is called humility. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj, for reminding us that
Prabhu,
identifying oneself as servant of Krishna, that is the crux of humility. Reminding ourselves what we are and doing everything for Krishna's pleasure. Thank you, Maharaj.
shall I ask now, Prabhu? Prabhu, I don't know whether I'm asking the right question in here, but anyway, I want to ask this. In Mahabharata, we know that Pandavas and Kauravas were fighting for the land. At present situation, there are disputes happening between the family members about the land issues, the property from the fathers. Is there any where mentioned in scriptures settling the land between the sisters and the brothers? Like we are also practicing bhakti, but na danam, na janam, na sundarim, but we are not able to take it in a proper way. I need some advice here.
I missed that one statement you made. Land, something you said?
No, the ancestor properties, right? My father property, the sisters were asking, because my father also married my sisters in a very rich family also. And even though they're very rich, but they are asking, but this is something which was going on my mind for the past couple of days. Just, I wanted, is there any scriptures we have, like, I haven't heard any where like brother and sister were fighting for land in scriptures. Is there anything like that? Just want to
Brothers and sisters fighting for father's property. And you want scriptural references.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Hare
And you
Krishna.
give an example of Mahabharata. Yes, Prabhu. You want to answer the question? Do the needful. Because we are practicing bhakti, our priority is to serve Krishna. And to survive in this world, we need to do the needful in a very honest way with integrity, whatever best possible, right? I can't get into the finer nuances of the issue there. But in short, just do the needful to earn your livelihood in a very honest way with integrity and cultivate detachment and devotion. That's all I can say. We don't want to prolong the discussion. We had 1 hour Q&A. Devotees are waiting when will they stop. But good, but because of Maharaj's presence, we had a lot of wonderful discussions. Maharaj, you want to say something and we'll close it, or shall we close it now itself? Property issues. Maharaj may have more insights on it. I don't have much.
Again, the point is, what is the intention behind the fight? If you fight out of duty, if you fight for the pleasure of the Lord, that is recommended. Pandavas fought because Krishna expected them to fight. Fight for the right. But we are fighting for the wrong. So if you fight for the right, that is dharma. And if you fight for the wrong, that is adharma. That is the principle. And when we fight for the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord, that is called bhakti. Either we should act on the platform of dharma or act on the platform of bhakti. But if you fight for your own selfish interest, that is below dharma. And that will give you very bad reaction in your life. Hare Krishna.
Different devotees can exhibit different levels of detachment according to the need of the hour. When Gopal Chapal was trying to prove Srivas Thakur as a Shakta worshipper by keeping some Kali worship paraphernalia in front of his home, Srivas Thakur said, "This is what I am doing. Come, all neighbors, we come and see. This is what I am doing." He has high level of detachment. Then he is operating on a different platform only. Then Rupa Goswami just signed that, Digvijay Pandit, okay, you want to be be known as the best scholar, okay, I'll sign. I don't have time to argue with you, so I'll sign and then give. He showed another level of detachment. But when Satrajit blamed Krishna, you have stolen my Shamantakamani. Krishna, yes, I have stolen. He did not say that. He said he proved his innocence because he's a leader. He's a prince. So in Shastra, you see many personalities, including the Lord, when he's playing his human pastimes, trying to uphold dharma, virtue, and then acting with integrity, and also defending themselves when they are blamed unnecessarily. And we also saw extreme examples of detachment like Rupa Goswami or Sanatan Goswami or Srivas Thakur, totally oblivious to public opinion. Right? You want property, take it. Let me just focus on my bhakti. So, where are we? What is our temperament? If we artificially exhibit very high level of detachment, then also we cannot survive in that mode for a longer time. So what suits you, the best advice you can take from somebody who knows you well, somebody who is guiding you in bhakti. So that may be another angle to it. Thank you. We'll conclude here. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Parivrajak Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for your insights, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.